Chapter 8:10. Prepare to set off one. Haha, everyone, don't just stand there. Hurry up and eat. Xiao Changtian called out to everyone when he saw that they were all looking forward to it. After that, the few of them saw Xiao Changtian start eating, so they started to eat as well. Delicious. Senior, your cooking is really delicious. At this moment, Wujiang was eating the food made by Xiao Changtian in big mouthfuls. Not only was it delicious, but with every bite, Wujiang felt that his internal organs were nourished by spiritual power. Senior was indeed a senior. Even the food he cooked was so amazing. There's no need to be so excited, Uncle Limitless. There's still so much left. Looking at Uncle Wujiang's crazy eating, Xiao Changtian couldn't help but be surprised. As a boss, he didn't usually abuse his employees like this. Why did this old man act like he hadn't eaten before? Just looking at it was shocking. PP-. Limitless, I told you to slow down. We're not snatching it from you. Elder Kong said helplessly. No. No. Limitless looked at the old holes, then stood up and rushed out. What's going on? Xiao Changtian asked in confusion, as he looked at the figure who suddenly dashed out. He probably ate too much and was full. Daoist Wansha rolled his eyes and said, this Boundless really didn't know how to be reserved at all. As for Elder Kong, he looked at the back of Limitless leaving figure with a face full of surprise. This was because he could feel the spiritual energy that was about to erupt from Limitless' body. It seemed that he was about to break through. Just a meal from Senior was enough to make Limitless break through. Senior was simply a god. Whoosh! However, even as Elder Kong was sighing, Elder Su stood up abruptly and ran out. No, I didn't put laxatives in this meal. Why are they all like this? Seeing Elder Su leave, Xiao Changtian was confused. What was going on today? At this moment, Elder Kong reacted and immediately said, Senior, don't worry too much. They ate something wrong at the beginning, so they're not feeling well. It's definitely not because of your dishes. That's good. You scared me. Hearing Elder Kong's explanation, Xiao Changtian was relieved. If the two old men really ate his food and spoiled it, he would have to be responsible for them. At this moment Limitless, who had run out of the Glorious Star restaurant's backyard, was slightly stunned when he saw Elder Kong. Are you going to break through too? Limitless asked in surprise. Only the two of us have the strength of a sacred sovereign. Are you going to allow you to advance? Elder Kong raised his eyebrows. We have to be prepared later. The lightning tribulation of breaking through to the Sage Sect is not so easy to deal with. Elder Kong reminded Limitless. No, what if we scare Senior when the lightning tribulation comes out later? At this moment Limitless said again. That won't do. If we go out at this time, I'm afraid that all the commoners within 5 kilometers will suffer. Elder Kong also knew that their current place was not very good, but there was no other way. Boom! 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 Just as the two of them were sighing with emotion, an earth-shattering roar of thunder suddenly sounded from the sky. Is it going to rain? Xiao Changtian naturally heard the commotion outside, but he didn't take it to heart. Senior is really amazing. He didn't even take such a powerful lightning tribulation to heart. Elder Kong sighed in his heart. The thunder tribulation of a sacred sect was no joke, but the senior was still sitting there like an old dragon. It was simply too powerful. What should we do? What should he do? If this lightning strikes down, our Glorious Star restaurant will probably be reduced to ruins. Limitless said in panic. If the lightning tribulation destroyed the Glorious Star Tower, Senior would definitely not let him off. Bang bang dash, just as Limitless and Elder Su were panicking, the huge thunderbolt that was like a waterfall instantly struck the two of them. Boundless. Quick, look at the lightning. The two of them closed their eyes in fear. However, after a long time, they only heard the rumbling of lightning, but they did not feel the lightning striking down. Fuck. This is too strong. When Limitless opened his eyes and saw the heavenly lightning, his face changed and his mouth opened wide. That was because the moment the heavenly lightning was about to come into contact with the Glorious Star Tower, it actually changed its direction and turned a corner, blasting towards a place that could not be seen in the distance. Senior is really too strong. When Boundless saw this scene, He naturally understood what was going on. Xiao Changtian was probably not just a saint emperor. To think that he could even control the heavenly lightning that was used to transcend his tribulation so easily. Sect master, bad news. Not good. At this moment, the cultivators of the whole Gale sect were screaming. Not good. Sect master. Our Gale Great Hall has been struck into ruins by lightning. Ah. Sect master. That heavenly lightning that came from God knows where struck down senior brother Kwangshan's house. Senior brother Kwangshan is still inside. Then there was another wave of chaotic shouts. Fuck. Who the hell is it that wants to deal with my whole Gale sect like this? The fierce Gale sect's sect master did not expect that disaster would come from the sky when people were sitting in the house. What was going on? How could such a heavenly lightning strike their fierce Gale sect? This heavenly lightning was none other than the heavenly lightning that Limitless and Elder Su had to endure when they advanced. However, because of Xiao Changtian, the heavenly lightning did not strike Star Town. Instead, it was driven to Gale Sect, which was hundreds of kilometers away. At this moment in Star Magnificent Tower. Aya, why are you two so slow? We've all finished eating. Of course, Elder Kong had also felt the violent power just now, so he quickly called out to them when he saw them return. Thank you, Senior. Thank you, Senior. Wu Jiang and Elder Su thanked Xiao Changtian after they returned. What? Why are you thanking me? Xiao Changtian looked at the two of them in confusion. Aya, Senior, you don't have to worry about the two of them. You can go without worry this time. We'll help you take good care of the glorious Star Restaurant. When we come back, we guarantee that you'll be able to buy enough information. Taoist Master Wanshou hurriedly went up and said when he saw the few of them like this. Alright, since that's the case, I won't waste any more time. You guys take good care of the glorious Star Restaurant. I'll be leaving first. Xiao Changtian smiled and nodded. Then he was ready to go. Awa! Roar! Just as Xiao Changtian was about to leave, Kylan suddenly appeared beside his feet. Little guy, are you going to come with me? Xiao Changtian said with a smile as he looked at the small Kiran. Awa! Awa! Kylan was still holding onto Xiao Changshan's pants. Alright, in that case follow me. Anyway, this little fellow was not a hindrance. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 811. Stone City 1. Not long after, Xiao Changtian carried the little Kylan and headed towards the Han Mo Kingdom. At that moment inside Phoenix Peak. What did you say? The expert went to the Han Mo Kingdom? The Peak Master of Phoenix Nest Peak looked at Feng Ling and said in surprise. Yes, Senior just left not long ago. Forgive me for being incompetent and not being able to become Senior's Dao companion before Senior left. Feng Ling said to the Peak Master of Phoenix Nest Peak. Humph. Really useless. If that's the case, then you don't have to stay with the expert anymore. The Peak Master of Phoenix Nest Peak said slowly. From tomorrow onwards, you shall serve Kwangshan of the whole Gale sect. What is it? Master. That crazy. Kwangshan. Feng Linger hadn't expected the Phoenix Peak's Peak Master to make such a decision, and she hadn't recovered from her shock. Humph. It's useless to let you stay in the Master for so long. Since that's the case, you might as well serve Kwangshan. I've already discussed it with the fierce Gale sect's sect master. You don't have to be too nervous. The Peak Master of Phoenix Nest Peak snorted coldly as he spoke to Feng Linger. But Master. Of course, Feng Linger knew what kind of person Kwangshan was. He couldn't be compared to Senior at all. Now that Senior had left, it was useless even if she wanted to ask Senior for help. Moreover, the people from the Imperial Beast Peak would not help him. Master, please give me another chance. 1 inch ha. Feng Linger, just obediently come back with me. At this moment, Kwangshan was pushed out in a wheelchair. It was precisely because of the last lightning tribulation that Kwangshan, who was sitting in the room, suffered. Fortunately, he survived, but his 2 legs could be considered crippled. In the future, he could only use a wheelchair. Looking at Kwangshan's situation, the Gale Sect's sect master also felt a little guilty. Hence, he came over to cooperate with Feng Qifeng. As long as Feng Qifeng was willing to hand over Feng Ling then the Gale sect was willing to join forces with Feng Qifeng to deal with that imperial beast peak. Feng Ling looked at Kuang Shan on the wheelchair, and her face was filled with despair. She didn't expect that she would end up in such a situation one day. Linger, don't worry. I've already sent someone to avenge you. The Phoenix Nest Peak Master looked at Feng Ling and nodded. Feng Ling looked at the scene in front of her, and could only nod helplessly. There was nothing he could do now. At this moment, Xiao Changtian had been walking towards the Han Mo Kingdom, according to the directions on the map for almost half a month. Oh damn, why is it so far away? Xiao Changtian said helplessly as he looked at the stone city and the symbol on the map. Because the stone city on the map was in the middle of the two places, Xiao Changtian had only walked half of the way. The remaining half of the journey would take at least half a month. Let's stay here for the night first. We'll leave tomorrow. Looking at the stone city in front of him, Xiao Changtian said. In the past half a month, he had been rushing nonstop. He did not expect that he had only left halfway. If only I were a cultivator. If that's the case, I can rush over in half a day, let alone half a month. Xiao Changtian walked to the gate of Stone City and murmured. Just as Xiao Changtian entered the Stone City, two black figures suddenly appeared in front of the city. I didn't expect to come to this place. The man in black said in a low voice. Then are we going to make a move tonight? The man in black looked at Xiao Changshan's back and asked. Let's do it tonight. The man in black said without hesitation. And this black shadow was none other than the Peak Master of 10,000 Swords Peak, who had been taken away by the Fiend race a few days ago. The other one was sent by the Fiend race to help the Peak Master of 10,000 Swords Peak. At this moment, Xiao Changtian looked at the empty streets and couldn't help but be curious. This stone city looked so big, but why were there so few people before sunset? Thus, Xiao Changtian walked to an inn not far away with curiosity. Waiter, a room please. Xiao Changtian shouted at the waiter. All right, please come in. The waiter immediately greeted him with a smile. Hey waiter, I want to ask you, what's going on with your stone city? Why are there so few people? Xiao Changtian was brought to the door by the waiter, and immediately called out to the waiter. A customer, you must be from somewhere else. Hearing Xiao Changshan's words, the waiter quickly went over and said. That's right, I'm not from here. Xiao Changtian nodded, and signaled the waiter to continue. Sir, you don't know but these days the demon race has been running amok in our stone city. They come out to kill people every night. Sir, I advise you to be careful. When he said this, the waiter looked around and lowered his voice. Demons! Hearing this news, Xiao Changtian was extremely surprised. So there was a devil race in the Jade Lake Sacred World. It seemed that this devil race was not someone to be trifled with. As a mortal, it was better for him not to participate in such a thing. Otherwise, if he lost his life, the gains would not make up for the losses. After entering the room, Xiao Changtian placed the Kylin on the ground and immediately blocked the doors and windows. Even light could hardly shine through. This should be enough. After that, Xiao Changtian walked around in satisfaction. The windows and doors were all tightly sealed. Even mosquitoes couldn't fly in. At this moment, Qilin was standing on the ground and looking out of the window. He still had a restless expression on his face. You can't go out today. It's so dangerous outside. If you go out, I can't protect you. Xiao Changtian knew what Qilin was thinking, so he picked him up and said, Awu awu. The Qilin howled twice to show that it remembered. Before long, Stone City was completely dark. After it darkened, a strange black fog enveloped the entire sky above Stone City. Yo, I didn't expect you to be here too. A female voice suddenly sounded from within the black fog. I didn't expect you to come here. Aren't you afraid that the Holy Master will find you? After hearing the female voice, the Peak Master of the 10,000 Swords Peak stood up and said, It's not your place to care about my matters, the woman said with a smile. Don't forget the mission the Holy Master gave you. Get the spirit tree seed from that kid. How could I forget? It's best if you don't get captured by the Sacred Lord first. The Peak Master of 10,000 Swords Peak was too concerned about this woman's words, and only reminded her. The reason why the Myriad Swords Peak's Peak Master was captured by the Devil Race was because the Devil Race had taken a fancy to his strength. As long as this Myriad Swords Peak's Peak Master was willing to pledge allegiance to the Devil Race, the Devil Race would be able to help him take revenge. His first task was to snatch the seed of the spiritual tree from Xiao Changtian. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 8:12. The Demon Race appears. 1. The reason why the Peak Master of 10,000 Swords Peak dared to come to Xiao Changtian so openly was because he had cultivated the Devil Race's cultivation method with the help of the Devil Race. The Peak Master of 10,000 Swords Peak's Saint Venerable cultivation base had jumped to the Sage Sex realm. The Peak Master of 10,000 Swords Peak believed that with his strength, he could at least fight with Xiao Changtian. Although he knew that Xiao Changtian was that expert, the Peak Master of 10,000 Swords Peak believed that with the help of the Devil Race, even if Xiao Changtian was an expert, what could he do? At this moment, the woman snorted coldly at the Peak Master of the 10,000 Swords Peak and left. This time, she did not come to Stone City for fun, because her pet had accidentally run away, and its aura was in Stone City. However, because she did not know which house it was in, this woman would sweep it every 2 days. Let's go and find Xiao Changtian. The Peak Master of 10,000 Swords Peak did not stay for long. After seeing the woman turn around and leave, he said to the black-robed man beside him. At this moment, Xiao Changtian was already sleeping soundly on the bed in the inn. Awu. At this moment, the Qilin that was squatting on the ground let out a few howls. Seeing that Xiao Changtian didn't react, Qilin stood up. Then, the Kirin carefully opened the window and ran into the distance. So it's in this place, humph. Xiao Changtian, today is the day you die. Not long after Qilin left, the Peak Master of 10,000 Swords Peak stood outside the window and said, Wan Jian, how are we going to deal with Xiao Changtian? The black-robed cultivator said as he looked at Xiao Changtian, who was sleeping soundly. Go up and kill Xiao Changtian. The seed of the spirit tree must be on him. The Peak Master of 10,000 Swords Peak snorted coldly. After saying that, before the black-robed cultivator could react, the Peak Master of 10,000 Swords Peak flipped into the house. However, just as the Peak Master of 10,000 Swords Peak stepped into the room, Xiao Changtian suddenly flipped over on the bed. Phew, you scared me. Seeing that Xiao Changtian was still unconscious, the Peak Master of 10,000 Swords Peak heaved a sigh of relief. Although he had the confidence to deal with Xiao Changtian this time, he still couldn't help but feel shocked when he saw Xiao Changtian turn around. However, just as the Peak Master of 10,000 Swords Peak was about to take the next step, Xiao Changtian, who was facing him, suddenly sat up. Xiao Changtian sneezed at the Peak Master of the 10,000 Swords Peak. Bang! Right at this sneeze, the Peak Master of the 10,000 Swords Peak, who had just stepped into the room, felt a huge aura coming towards him and blasting him out. Ayo, why is the window open? No wonder you sneezed. Xiao Changtian opened his eyes and saw the huge open window after the Peak Master of 10,000 Swords Peak was thrown out. Xiao Changtian stood up and looked out of the window before closing it. How? What was going on? How did this happen? Before Xiao Changtian stood by the window, the black-robed cultivator quickly hid. The black-robed cultivator couldn't believe it. Before he could see the situation inside clearly, he saw a black shadow rush out from inside. Then he saw Xiao Changtian close the window. Bang! At this moment, the Peak Master of 10,000 Swords Peak, who had been sent flying by Xiao Changshan's sneeze, was smashed into the chicken coop of the Stone City's family. Good. What a ruthless attack. At this moment, the Peak Master of 10,000 Swords Peak was lying in the huge pit that had been smashed out, spitting out blood as he spoke. At this moment, he felt as if his internal organs had been placed in a meat grinder. Even his spiritual power was out of his control at this moment. However, just as the Peak Master of the 10,000 Swords Peak was trying to get up from the ground, Many roosters at the side stared at the peak master of the 10,000 swords peak with angry expressions. You damn chickens. If you dare to peck at me, you guys are doomed. The peak master of 10,000 swords peak naturally saw that the surroundings were filled with roosters. Seeing the surrounding roosters staring at him fiercely, the peak master of the 10,000 swords peak also said fiercely, HHH. However, these roosters seemed to have understood the threat of the peak master of the 10,000 swords peak. After hearing the words of the peak master of the 10,000 swords peak, not only did they not retreat, but they even cried out even louder. Ah, get lost. You stinky roosters, I'll skin you alive. Because he had just received such a heavy blow from Xiao Changtian, the peak master of 10,000 swords peak didn't even have the strength to catch these chickens. He could only watch these chickens bully him without any fear. At this moment, the little Qilin was standing on top of a luxurious house and observing the scene below. At this moment, a man and a woman were entangled in an intense fight. Official. Slow down, you're hurting me. The woman said with a smile in her sweet voice. Why? Don't you like this? Don't you like it now? The man also smiled at the woman and then began to move again. Officer, it's not that you don't like it but that one like it very much. After the woman finished speaking, the expression of the man in front of her suddenly changed. You. The man had never expected that the woman who had just made love to him would bite his neck. Bang! After a while, the muscular man turned into a dried corpse. It's really delicious. After the woman finished absorbing the man's essence, she stretched her back in satisfaction. Pada! At this moment, the Qilin jumped down from the roof. Who are you? The woman was so frightened by the sudden shout that she quickly turned around. So it's you, little guy. Why are you here? Hurry up and leave. I'm not interested in you. Looking at the Qilin, the woman glanced at the Qilin with disdain and said, because Qilin followed Xiao Changtian, he hid his nature essence to avoid being recognized by others. Therefore, people who weren't familiar with him wouldn't be able to recognize him. Demon Fox, you actually dared to absorb the essence of a human. Qilin ignored the woman's threat and looked at the woman instead. How do you know I'm a demon fox? The woman's expression changed drastically when she heard Qilin's words. This was because this Qilin was right. This woman was the pet that the saintess of the demon race had been looking for, the demon fox. In order to escape from the control of the saintess, this demon fox had secretly run here. Humph! I smelled the stench on your body when I first entered the city. Although Qilin had not grown up yet, he knew as much as anyone else. Therefore, he said this without any hesitation in front of the demon fox. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 8:13. Please spare my life, Lord Kirin 1. However, you are really bold to act so atrociously. Qilin looked at the demon fox and said slowly, who do you think you are? I'm the pet of the demon race's saintess. You'd better get lost before I get angry. Looking at the Qilin, the demon fox finally came back to her senses. This fellow in front of her had very little spiritual power. Even if he knew what she was, so what? However, for some reason, the demon fox was still a little afraid when it saw the Qilin in front of it, which did not have much spiritual power. Although Qilin had not grown up yet, his aura was not small. Since you're so stubborn, don't blame me for being heartless. Qilin looked at the demon fox and said with a smile, boom! Immediately after, the aura on the Qilin's body erupted in an instant, and the surroundings were enveloped by the Qilin's terrifying aura. What the demon fox did not know was that the reason why Qilin came to find him was because Qilin had a natural restraint against the demon's demonic power. As long as Qilin could absorb enough demonic power, it could increase its cultivation. Because the demon race had disappeared from the mainland for hundreds of years, this method had never been used by Qilin. However, it was because of the demon fox's demonic power that Xiao Changshan's little Qilin awakened this cultivation method. How can you release such powerful power? The demon fox did not expect that this little thing was clearly something that she would not even look at. How could it explode with such powerful power? At this moment, the demon saintess who had just spoken to the peak master of the 10,000 swords peak looked over in an instant. So you're here. You really made me look for you. The demon race saintess flew towards this place without thinking. You. I'm warning you. I am a demon fox. It was the pet of the demon saintess. If you dare to attack me, the holy maiden won't let you go. Under the powerful pressure of the Qilin, the demon fox hiding in the human body was so shocked that it transformed into its original form. Then let's wait until your holy maiden comes to save you. Qilin ignored the demon fox's threat and walked forward with a smile. How did this damned demon fox offend Qilin? However, at this moment, the demon holy maiden standing on the wall naturally saw this scene, but she could only curse in her heart. Although this Qilin had not grown up, if he were to face such a Qilin, he would be skinned alive even if he did not die. Master, save me. The demon fox looked up and saw the saintess standing on the wall, so she quickly called out. Damn it! The saintess of the demon race had thought that sacrificing a demon fox would be fine. She didn't expect this demon fox to call her so loudly. Now she was exposed. Since you're here, come down. Qilin had long sensed the existence of the holy maiden, so he slowly said to her, Aren't you afraid of us demons? After the holy maiden jumped down, she looked at the Qilin fiercely. Since she couldn't run away, she would fight this Qilin. As the saintess of the demon race, her strength was not particularly strong. She was only at the strength of the sacred sovereign, because she was not the only saintess of the demon race. As long as one's spiritual power reached the realm of the sacred sovereign, they would have the chance to become a saintess. Therefore, this woman today was only one of the many saintesses of the demon race. The sacred sovereign might not even remember this saintess. There were also many sacred lords in the demon race. The sacred lords of the demon race in each place were in charge of these saintesses and other demon cultivators. Their final mission was to revive the demon lord and occupy the human world. The demonic flame sacred lord was in charge of the entire demon race, and the demon god saintess was fully cooperating with the demonic flame sacred lord to help the demon lord revive. Therefore, the saintess in front of Qilin did not have much status in the demon race. The strength of the demon race was far stronger than everyone imagined. I am a little Qilin, of course I am not afraid of you demons. The Qilin snorted coldly and rushed over without hesitation. Dang dash, since you're not afraid, then I'll let you experience the taste of the demon race's broadsword. The saintess suddenly drew her sword and slashed at the Qilin without thinking. Bang! However, before the saintess could reach the Qilin, she was smashed by the Qilin's aura and fell to the ground. You really overestimate yourself. Looking at the saintess on the ground, the Qilin did not show any mercy and stretched out a claw. The saintess' black aura instantly surged towards the Qilin's claws. The demons will not let you off. The holy maiden looked at the Qilin with her eyes wide open and her face full of fear. She could clearly feel all the demonic qi in her body surging towards the Qilin in front of her. Humph! However, Qilin only snorted coldly and ignored her. Are you going to surrender obediently or wait for me to make a move? After completely absorbing the holy maiden's demonic aura, Qilin turned around and said to the demon fox. The demon fox looked at the saintess' corpse on the ground, and its face turned pale. I beg Lord Qilin, please spare me. I promise I won't do any evil in the future. The demon fox did not hesitate. With a plop, it knelt down in front of the Qilin. Then those people whose souls were absorbed by you, those mortals who have already died, can you still resurrect them? Qilin said disdainfully to the demon fox. I beg you, Lord Qilin, I really know my mistake. However, before the demon fox could finish speaking, the Qilin stretched out its small claws again. Burp. After absorbing the demon fox, Qilin let out a loud burp. It's almost dawn. It's time to go back. Seeing the white light in the sky, Qilin walked back to where Xiaochangtian was. At that moment, the Black Shadow Cultivator finally found the peak master of 10,000 Swords Peak. However, at this moment, the sword was very tragic. Not only was it the side of the beach of blood, but there were also countless chicken feathers on the body, and even the face was the whole of the chicken peck. Quick, save me! The moment the peak master of 10,000 swords peak saw the black-robed cultivator, it was as if he had seen hope. Wan Jian, what happened? How did it become like this? Can you still complete the mission the holy master gave you? The black-robed cultivator asked after pulling the peak master of the 10,000 swords peak up. That Xiao Changtian. As soon as he said this, the face of the peak master of 10,000 swords peak changed once again, because Xiao Changshan's strength was too strong. With just a sneeze, he had almost been killed. If he were to act rashly again, he was afraid that he would not have a good ending. If we fail this mission, you know the consequences. The black-clothed man could guess what was going on when he saw the myriad swords peak master's reaction. Hence he slowly spoke. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 8:14. Entering Spirit God Mountain 1. Damn it! The peak master of 10,000 swords peak spat out the blood in his mouth as he spoke. At that time, the sky was completely lit up. I feel like something happened last night. Xiao Changtian got up and opened the window to look outside. Whoa. Beside Xiao Changtian, the Kailan howled. How did you grow up so much overnight? After hearing the Jilin 1's cry, he looked at the Qilin and said in surprise. Yesterday, the Kirin was as big as a kitten, but today, it had grown to his calf. Whoa. After hearing Xiao Changshan's words, the Kailan rubbed against Xiao Changshan's leg. Alright, it's time for us to leave. Xiao Changtian didn't stay there for long. He packed his things and walked out of Stone City. Hey, have you heard? Yesterday Old Li's chicken roll was attacked. I heard that too. However, Old Li's chicken was not to be trifled with. He heard that the person who stole the chicken was pecked away by the chicken. Is that so? That damn chicken thief really deserved it. When Xiao Changtian walked into the town, many people were discussing the chicken coop. Are people so poor these days? He even stole a chicken. Xiao Changtian shook his head helplessly as he listened to the gossip around him. At this moment, in the prophecy pavilion in Stone City, Elder, it's confirmed. That's the saintess of the demon race and her pet demon fox. A cultivator reported to the elder of the prophecy pavilion. What is the cultivation level of that holy maiden? The elder asked with a serious expression. It's already the cultivation of a sacred sovereign, the man replied. Who is so capable that they could kill the saintess of the demon race so effortlessly? Looking at the cultivator in front of him, the elder had a puzzled expression. Elder, according to our investigation, that person seems to have just left the city, the cultivator replied. It was not because of anything else, but because the Kirin didn't pay much attention to the aura left in that place. Following that aura, the cultivator found the inn where Xiao Changtian stayed at night. Therefore, they naturally thought that Xiao Changtian was the one who killed the devil race. This matter must be reported to the pavilion master. Also, has that person left yet? The elder looked at the cultivator and asked. Elder, that person has already left. He seems to be heading in the direction of the Han Mo Kingdom. Since that's the case, hurry up and contact the Han Mo Kingdom's Pavilion of Heavenly Secrets. We must observe this person properly. The elder narrowed his eyes and said. At that moment, Xiao Changtian hurried towards the Han Mo Kingdom. The Spirit God Mountain is ahead. They still had to pass through this mountain. Looking at the marks on the map, Xiao Changtian narrowed his eyes and murmured. You have to follow me closely. Otherwise, the wild beasts in this mountain might take you away in a moment. Xiao Changtian wasn't afraid of walking on the mountain road, but he was afraid of the Qilin beside him. Although this Qilin had grown a little, it was still very small. If it was accidentally eaten by other wild beasts, he might not even notice it. Whoa. After hearing Xiao Changshan's words, Qilin howled twice as if it was saying, Don't look down on me. 1 inch alright, let's go. Xiao Changtian smiled and walked away after seeing the Qilin howl. At that time, in a coma of the demon race. What is it? The saintess and the demon fox were actually killed. The holy master said with a gloomy expression as he listened to his subordinates report the news. Yes, when we went there, the third saintess and the demon fox were already dead. Damn it! You actually dare to kill my demon race's holy maiden so openly. You're simply tired of living. The saintess snorted angrily. Oh right, how's Wan Jian doing with the matter he asked him to do? Holy Master. Not only did that Wan Jian fail to obtain the spirit tree seed, but he was also injured to the point that he couldn't get out of bed. What a waste. We shouldn't have let this Wan Jian practice our demon race's cultivation method. Saint Lord said angrily. Since he's such a good for nothing, then don't appear again. The sacred master said. Yes. That devil cultivator instantly understood sacred master's meaning. It seemed that this Wan Jian couldn't be kept alive. By then, Xiao Changtian had already stepped into the spirit god mountain. Didn't they say that this spirit god mountain is very dangerous? Why was it still so smooth after walking for so long? There wasn't even a wild beast. Xiao Changtian couldn't help but mutter as he looked at the deserted surroundings. What he didn't know was that under the Qilin's natural pressure, the demon beasts in the spirit god mountain didn't dare to come out at all. Whoosh! 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 However, at this moment, 2 arrows shot out from Xiao Changshan's side. There's someone. Xiao Changshan's face changed, and he quickly hid behind a tree. Miss, there was indeed someone standing here just now. After a while, a woman's voice came from afar. Maybe you're mistaken. Why would anyone come to this place? As soon as the female voice finished speaking, another female voice came from afar. But miss, I really saw someone standing there. Another woman said anxiously. Why didn't miss believe what she said? Xiao Changtian stood quietly behind the tree. He didn't want to cause any more trouble. Wah! Roar! However, just as the 2 girls were about to leave, the Qilin beside Xiao Changtian cried out again. Big brother! What's wrong with you? Xiao Changtian looked at Qilin and rolled his eyes in anger. That guy was about to leave, but this little guy did this to him. Who's there? Come out quickly. The woman turned around and looked at the tree behind Xiao Changtian. Haha, beautiful ladies, hello. Xiao Changtian had no choice but to walk out from behind the tree and laugh dryly. Why is it immortal? The woman frowned when she saw Xiao Changtian. Since he's just immortal, we've been worrying too much. Looking at Xiao Changtian, the other woman said slowly. There were 2 women in front of Xiao Changtian. One was wearing an apricot-colored dress, while the other was wearing a plain white dress. It was obvious that they were master and servant. Although they were master and servant, both of them had beautiful faces that could topple countries. Even the young girl in apricot clothes had the feeling of a young lady from a noble family. You're just a mortal. You'd better hurry back. This mountain is not something a mortal like you can enter. The girl in the apricot dress looked at Xiao Changtian and said coldly, Beauty, you worry too much. Xiao Changtian cupped his hands at the 2 of them. It seemed that these 2 women were not bad people. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 8:15, Man-Eating Flower. 1. Miss, this mortal really doesn't know what's good for him. Let's hurry up and leave, so that we don't waste our time on these unimportant people. The girl in the apricot dress said to the girl beside her. Yes. The young lady nodded her head lightly before turning around and leaving with the apricot-colored young lady. Fortunately, I'm fine. Looking at the backs of the 2 women, Xiao Changtian let out a long sigh. The 2 women seemed to be cultivators. If he was targeted by these 2 cultivators, he would be in big trouble. You little thing. If you continue to cause trouble like this, I'll beat you up. Xiao Changtian said threateningly as he looked at the Qilin. Roar! Kylin looked at Xiao Changshan's threatening face and cried out in grievance. Xiao Changtian didn't stay there for long. After the 2 women disappeared, he continued to head deeper into the spirit god mountain. Not long after, Xiao Changtian walked to a cliff. He looked down at the towering ancient trees, birds chirping and flowers blooming. It was a lively scene. However, it was in such a lively forest that there was a huge danger. Not only were there terrifying demon beasts, but there were also plants that were as powerful as ferocious beasts. Many of the plants had already reached the sacred sovereign realm. In other words, many of the plants were carnivorous plants. As long as they were targeted, these plants would set up an inescapable net around them, making it difficult for them to escape. Standing on the ground of the god's spiritual mountain, a majestic aura assaulted his senses. Speaking of the history of the god's spiritual mountain, it was even longer than the history of the desolate mountain. However, due to its geographical location and spiritual energy, this spirit god mountain was not as famous as the forbidden grounds of the desolate mountains. This place is really good. The air is so fresh. Walking in the forest, Xiao Changtian sighed. The air here was even fresher than that of the desolate forbidden land. This place is really suitable for living. Xiao Changtian couldn't help but mutter as he watched the trees grow more and more lush, and the flowers around him grow more and more colorful. Xiao Changtian didn't know how terrifying the plants and animals here were. No one would want to live in the spirit god mountain. Willow deity, a human actually barged in. At this moment, a vine next to an ancient tree swayed to the side of the ancient tree and said, "We have been here for so many years, but no one has ever dared to walk in so boldly." Wasn't he just a small mortal? What was there to make a fuss about? That person would probably die when he reached the piranha flower. The towering ancient tree shook its leaves a few times and said indifferently, "This giant willow tree was not ordinary. It had been here for hundreds of years, and had long cultivated to become a spirit. Its current strength was the strongest among these plants, reaching the Saint Ruler realm. In other words, the entire spirit god mountain was the world of this willow tree. On this spirit god mountain, as long as the willow tree claimed to be number one, no one would dare to be second. The plants here seemed to be different from other places." At this moment, Xiao Changtian had already walked to the willow tree. Xiao Changtian looked at the piranha flower and said slowly, "But this flower is quite ugly. It's not beautiful at all. Why would there be flowers of this variety? This mortal actually dares to look at me so openly, and even despise me for being ugly. He's simply courting death." At this moment, the piranha plant was staring at Xiao Changtian. It was so angry that its body kept trembling. If Xiao Changtian dared to make another move, the piranha plant would definitely open its mouth. Why is there a human bone on this flower? Looking at the piranha flower's mouth, Xiao Changtian curiously stretched out his hand. "You asked for it." The piranha flower did not expect that this human would actually forcefully stuff his hand into its mouth, so it immediately opened its mouth ferociously. However, before the piranha flower's mouth could touch Xiao Changshan's hand, he felt an indescribable burning sensation in his mouth. It was as if the piranha flower was about to be burned. After feeling the burning sensation, the piranha flower twisted its body violently. At this moment, it wanted to pull itself up by the roots and jump into the river. What was going on? Why is there such a big reaction? Xiao Changtian looked at the man-eating flower that was shaking in front of him, and his face was full of confusion. Was he a ferocious beast? Even this little flower was afraid of him. Forget it. I just wanted to see what was inside. Why are you so resistant? Finally, Xiao Changtian looked at the man-eating flower that was shaking non-stop, and helplessly withdrew his hand. "Let's go in and take a look." Xiao Changtian no longer paid attention to the man-eating flower. He turned around and walked towards the willow tree. "Miss, that mortal could actually scare the piranha flower to such a state." At this moment, not far away, the two women from before stood there, and said in surprise. At this moment, both of their faces were filled with incomparable shock. They did not dare to believe the scene they had just seen. That mortal had only stretched out his hand, and that sacred sovereign-level man-eating flower was actually trembling in fear. Could it be a coincidence? The other girl also said in disbelief. She simply could not believe her eyes. How could a mortal have such great abilities? Miss, that mortal was actually walking towards the willow tree." At this moment, the voice of the woman beside her pulled her back to reality. "Not good. Fun. Hurry up and stop him." The woman didn't even think, and immediately walked towards Xiao Changtian. "Please wait. Young master." Xiao Changtian had only taken a few steps when he heard a familiar voice calling him from behind. "Oh, young lady, what's the matter?" Xiao Changtian turned around and asked the woman. "Young master, I'm just reminding you out of kindness. There's something very powerful up ahead, so you have to be careful." Looking at Xiao Changtian, the woman slowly said these words. "Oh, then thank you, miss." Xiao Changtian looked at the woman and smiled. It turned out that this girl was so kind. In fact, he had already discovered that there was no road ahead. There were only countless thorny vines lying there. It would definitely be difficult to cross from the front. It seemed that this girl was a good cultivator. Not bad, not bad. "All right, girl, you don't have to worry. That thing is nothing to me," Xiao Changtian continued. "It was just some vines." He was not so weak that he could not cut a path. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 8:16. Willow Deity 1. Our young miss is reminding you out of goodwill. Don't be ungrateful. As soon as Xiao Changtian finished speaking, Fanny immediately said, "Fanny, don't talk too much." Seeing Fanny like this, the woman immediately stopped her. "Miss, why don't you let me talk about him? Wasn't he just a mortal? Even cultivators are respectful to you. How can this mortal be so rude to you?" Fanny spoke even harder after hearing the young lady stop her. "Ladies, I won't trouble you to worry about me. I'd better go first." Looking at Fang's expression, Xiao Changtian frowned. He didn't expect this girl to be so nice. The other girl was like a shrew. No wonder she could only be a servant. "Miss, don't worry about him. Let him go by himself." Looking at Xiao Changshan's expression, Fanny snorted coldly and pulled another person called Miss away. System, check their talents. Looking at the two figures, Xiao Changtian suddenly remembered that the system had such a function, so he asked. Ding! The test was a success. The two of them had very trashy talents. The system said mercilessly, "Pfft! How dare he be so arrogant?" Xiao Changshan's eyes were filled with disdain as he looked at the woman called Ah Fong. Perhaps even the multicolored cat in his courtyard was more talented than that woman. To think that he was afraid of offending an immortal. He did not expect that someone with such strength would dare to show off in front of him. Did he really think that he was a fool? Forget it, let's not care about her. Let's move on first. Xiao Changtian didn't think about that woman anymore after he came back to his senses. He turned around and continued walking toward the willow tree. Willow deity, that person was not a mortal. That person almost killed the piranha flower. The rattan beside the willow tree said to the willow tree in fear. With me here, what are you afraid of? I don't know what spell that person used to kill the piranha flower, but can he deal with me? The willow tree looked at the vine and said disdainfully, Willow deity, you are still the most mighty. After the rattan heard the willow tree's words, it also relaxed. That's right. The willow deity was a Saint King level old tree demon 2 years ago. No matter how strong that person was, could he be as strong as the willow divine king? Willow deity, that man is coming soon. At this moment, the rattan saw Xiao Changtian approaching. This place is not bad. At this moment, Xiao Changtian had already walked to the bottom of the giant willow tree. It just so happens that there are vines all around here. They can help stop those wild beasts. Xiao Changtian looked at the place with satisfaction. He had wanted to quickly split the vines and walk over. However, looking at the current situation, Xiao Changtian decided to set up camp under the huge willow tree for the night. What does this human want? At this moment, Tung Ting couldn't help but ask as he looked at Xiao Changshan's busy figure. Don't tell me you want to stay under the willow deity for a night. Thinking of this possibility, the vine felt extremely terrifying. This person was simply courting death. Although he could kill the piranha flower, the one on his head now was not the piranha flower, but the willow deity. It was the willow deity who had already become a Saint King. If he waited a little longer, the willow deity would be able to completely transform into a human. This person Long Eye, and the human, actually dared to set up camp under the willow god so blatantly. He was simply courting death. As expected, The willow tree also noticed Xiao Changshan's movements. Is this damn human courting death? Seeing Xiao Changtian like this, the willow tree said angrily. It was so angry that even the leaves on the tree shook violently. What's wrong? Is the wind blowing? Xiao Changtian naturally noticed the swaying leaves of the willow tree, so he looked up curiously. There's no such thing as a. After looking for a long time, he saw that the leaves of the willow tree were moving, but the leaves of the other trees were motionless. This is really strange. Xiao Changtian shook his head helplessly after watching for a long time, and continued his actions. Tongue, quickly teach this damned human a lesson. You actually dare to be so impudent under my willow immortal's tree. The willow tree looked at Xiao Changtian, and couldn't help but say. This was because many people would kowtow to a spirit tree of his level after seeing it. But now not only did this kid not bow, but he even set up camp below. He was simply arrogant to the extreme. Yes, willow deity. After receiving the willow tree's order, the rattan nodded and attacked Xiao Changtian, who was busy. Whoosh! This stone is a little inappropriate. Just as the vine was about to hit Xiao Changshan's head, he suddenly bent down and picked up the stone on the ground. Whoosh! Seeing that it missed, the vine was once again thrown fiercely at Chen Ming. How did this thing fall again? Xiao Changtian turned around to pick up something beside him, and the vine missed again. Damn it! I don't believe it. The rattan did not expect that this guy was actually so lucky to dodge every time. However, he did not believe that this person could dodge it again and again. However, what the rattan didn't expect was that Xiao Changtian dodged it perfectly again. You little thing, don't get in my way. Xiao Changtian picked up the qilin and put it aside. This damn human is actually so cunning. He actually missed it. The willow tree was also very surprised when it saw this scene. Don't underestimate this vine. Although this vine looked weak, under the influence of the willow tree for so many years, its strength had long reached the level of a sage sect. It could be said that there was no vine of this level that was stronger than it. Because of its strength, the accuracy of the rattan could be said to be almost 100%. But now, he actually did not hit the person below. Should he say that this person was lucky or strong? This willow deity, what should we do now? Looking at the willow deity in front of him, the rattan asked somewhat helplessly. Damn thing, do you want me, the willow deity, to make a move? The willow tree looked at Xiao Changtian sitting down comfortably, and the anger in its heart grew even stronger. I want to go to the toilet. At this moment, Xiao Changtian had just sat down when he felt the urge to pee. Fuck, I don't care. Let's scatter it under this tree. Xiao Changtian didn't expect that the urge to pee would come so quickly. He didn't find a place to pee, but just soaked in the water behind the thick willow tree. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know, report, so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 817, Misty Cloud Sect 1. This detestable human. How dare this detestable human be so impudent in front of me? At this moment, the willow tree was so angry that it seemed like it was going crazy. Not only did its leaves shake violently, but even the pressure on the tree was released at this moment. Within 100 miles, everyone felt the willow deity's overwhelming pressure, so they trembled and looked in the direction of the willow tree. Lu, what happened to the willow deity? Why are you so angry? That's right. I've never seen the willow immortal so angry before. The plants in the distance looked at the willow deity and asked in confusion. The willow immortal was the king of the entire forest. No one dared to provoke him. Even if a cultivator barged in, the willow immortal did not need to move. Just standing there would make those humans tremble in fear. And it was even more impossible for demonic beasts to provoke the willow immortal. Therefore, at this moment, they really wanted to know who was so bold as to dare to provoke the willow immortal. I'm going to kill you. I'll make sure you die a horrible death. Looking at Xiao Changtian under the tree, the willow deity's face was filled with anger. The willow branches on the tree also grew crazily in an instant. Walla walla. However, just as the willow deity was about to attack Xiao Changtian, It suddenly felt a strong burning sensation coming from its roots. What happened? This human, you actually plotted against me. And at this moment, not only the willow deity, even the rattan was trembling in fear. It was not because of anything else, but because the roots of the rattan were very close to the roots of the willow. When Xiao Changtian was peeing, he was naturally injured. Heavens! Willow, save me! Help! Willow deity! Sensing the intense danger, the vine trembled even more violently at that moment. Damn humans! Why? Why was it so powerful? The willow deity was also extremely terrified at this moment, because he felt an unprecedented threat of death. He had never felt this way before. Even if hundreds of cultivators stood in front of him and wanted to kill him, he had never been so afraid. I feel so good after sprinkling it. Xiao Changtian didn't notice the abnormality of the willow tree in front of him. He pulled up his pants and sighed. After all, in Xiao Changshan's eyes, it could be used as fertilizer for the willow tree. What happened? The might of the willow deity, why? Fuck. Who is so powerful? That's a willow tree. Just as Xiao Changtian pulled up his pants, the plants in the distance felt that the power of the willow deity's body was also dissipating bit by bit. At the same time, the bond between them and the willow deity was also gradually weakening. What did this mean? This meant that the willow deity's life was rapidly flowing away, and it was about to die. At this moment, not only the willow deity, but even these plants were trembling. This was because they did not know what would happen next. If the willow deity could be killed, then wouldn't these small flowers and grass have no chance of survival at all? Willow deity, you can't just leave like this. At this moment, the rattan looked at the willow deity in front of it gradually losing its vitality, and said with a terrified expression, Willow deity, please save me. You can't leave me behind. Although the vine did not suffer as much damage as the willow tree, it was still very terrifying, because its roots had completely turned black. No one knew when it would die. Damn humans. I won't let you off even if I become a ghost. After the willow tree used its last bit of strength to say this, it completely lost its vitality. Willow god. The rattan looked at the lifeless willow deity in despair, then looked at Xiao Changtian below the willow deity. It was so frightened that it fainted. Why do I feel like this tree is wilting? Xiao Changtian, who was sitting under the willow tree, looked at the willow tree behind him, and felt that something had changed. Awoo. The Kirin also called out to Xiao Changtian, as if it was in line with Xiao Changshan's words. Who cares? Such a big willow tree must be over 100 years old. How could it die in an instant? Xiao Changtian didn't pay much attention to the willow tree behind him. He just looked at it strangely, and didn't say anything else. On the second day, Xiao Changtian continued to cross the Spirit God Mountain. Miss, look. Not long after Xiao Changtian left, the two women arrived. Because yesterday, they had felt that something was wrong here. But thinking of that terrifying willow deity, they did not dare to come. What's going on? The woman beside him covered her mouth in surprise when she saw this scene. The huge Saint King level willow deity in front of him had lost its vitality just like that. The willow leaves on the trunk had all turned scorched yellow, making it look abnormally terrifying. How could this be? Could it be that man? Looking at the bonfire under the willow tree, the woman stood there and muttered, That man, it's impossible. Miss, how could that man have such ability? At this moment, even Fanny began to suspect. What was the strength of the man they stopped yesterday? It was actually able to kill this Sage King level willow deity? Had he reached Saint Emperor? However, that was impossible. It had been many years since a Saint Emperor had appeared in the entire Jade Lake sacred world. If that man was a Saint Emperor, it was impossible for them not to know him. Fanny, that man is not simple. We must pay close attention to him. If we meet him again, we can't be so rude to him. The woman looked at Fanny and lectured. Fanny was obviously stunned by the scene in front of her. She did not refute Miss' teachings, and only nodded blankly. The purpose of their trip was not this willow tree, but to search for God's spiritual herbs on the Spirit God Mountain. This was because their Misty Cloud sect's guardian divine beast, the Cloud Glow beast, had unknowingly contracted that strange disease. They found many doctors before they found out that the divine beast had actually been corroded by the demonic aura. If they wanted to expel the demonic aura, they had to come to the Spirit God Mountain to find the god's spiritual herb. By then, Xiao Changtian had already walked half the way to the Spirit God Mountain. As long as we cross the Spirit God Mountain, the road ahead will be easy to walk on. Xiao Changtian looked at the symbol on the map and nodded. This was because the Spirit God Mountain was already close to the Han-Emo Kingdom. The reason why the Han-Emo Kingdom was called the Han-Emo Kingdom was because it was located in a vast desert. It was a country that did not have any water all year round. After leaving the Spirit God Mountain, they could see the faint desert in the distance. Alright. We'll be out soon. Don't be agitated. Xiao Changtian couldn't help but rub the Oilin's round head. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 818 Necklace 1 Roar. However, just as Xiao Changtian was about to continue walking, the Kirin howled again. What's wrong? Is there a problem? Xiao Changtian looked at the Kylin and asked in confusion. Then, the Qin bit Xiao Changshan's pants and dragged him into the woods. Xiao Changtian shook his head helplessly as he looked at Kylin, who was biting his pants. What was this little guy trying to do? Roar. Kylin dragged Xiao Changtian to the bottom of a big tree. There was a pink glow under the tree. When Xiao Changtian took a closer look, it was nothing but a small plant that was glowing pink. Little thing, we still have very important things to do. Let's not waste any more time here. Xiao Changtian looked helplessly at the Qilin in front of him. This little thing was really worrying. Roar. However, the Kirin didn't seem to understand Xiao Changshan's words. Instead, it jumped forward and bit the pink grass. Miss, divine spirit herb. The god's spiritual herbs have been plucked. At this moment, Fanny's voice suddenly came from afar. Hearing Fang's surprised voice, Xiao Changtian was stunned. He didn't expect to meet Fang again in this place. How unlucky. Due to the previous two experiences, Xiao Changtian didn't have a good impression of Fang, so he hated her even more now. Xiao Changtian frowned when he heard Fang's voice. Expert, we meet again. This time, before Fang could say anything, the woman said respectfully to Xiao Changtian. Xiao Changtian, who could cross the Spirit God Mountain alone and kill a saint, king-level willow tree. How could this woman be so blind as to provoke him? Yes, what do you want? Xiao Changtian didn't have a good impression of Fang, so he asked the girl who was with her coldly. Expert, you might know that the god's spiritual herb in your hand is something that we spent half a month looking for. Fanny did not waste any time, and immediately gave her reason. Oh, is that so? Hearing Fang's words, Xiao Changtian smiled and looked at them. So what if it's something you've been looking for half a month? I got this thing first. Xiao Changtian didn't have a good impression of Fang, who looked down on him at the beginning, so he naturally didn't want to give her the item. Fanny didn't expect that she would offend Xiao Changtian like this. Looking at Xiao Changshan's appearance, she was at her wit's end. She was only a saint venerable, but Xiao Changtian could even kill a saint king. Therefore, killing her was as easy as stepping on an ant. Expert, I am sorry. I have not educated this servant properly. Please do not take it to heart. As long as Senior is able to give us the divine spiritual herb in your hands, our Misty Cloud sect will definitely go and properly thank you after we leave. Before Fanny could finish her sentence, the young lady said to Xiao Changtian, Misty Cloud sect? Hearing this name, Xiao Changtian nodded thoughtfully. Why did the name of this sect sound so familiar? He remembered now. Wasn't this sect the legendary sect that was full of female disciples? Who are you to the Misty Cloud sect? Xiao Changtian couldn't help but ask. Since he was such a famous immortal cultivator, he should consider giving this thing away. I am the eldest disciple of the Misty Cloud sect, Yun Ling. This god's spiritual herb is really extremely important to our Misty Cloud sect. As long as you are willing to give it up, our Misty Cloud sect can take out anything to exchange for Yunling, said respectfully to Xiao Changtian. Fanny looked at Yunling's humble appearance. Not only was her heart anxious, but even her face was anxious. This was because Yunling, as the eldest disciple of the Misty Cloud sect, had always been a mythical existence in the sect. She had received endless respect and love in the sect. The outer sect's attitude towards Yunling was very good, because Yunling was not only outstanding in appearance, but her strength was also very outstanding among her peers. Therefore, the people who liked Yunling were even more ranked, and could not see the end. Yunling was treated like a moon surrounded by stars. Therefore, she had never begged for anything. And now, the man in front of her didn't seem to put Yunling in his eyes. Since you're so sincere, I'll reluctantly give this thing to you. Xiao Changtian looked at Yunling, and said after thinking for a moment. Anyway, there was no use for him to hold this thing. He might as well give it to this girl. Although this woman's talent was not high, she was still a cultivator's favor, and a favor from such a famous sect. It would be a waste if he did not want it. But I still have some things to do now. I live in Star Town. I'm the boss of Star Tower in Star Town. If you really want to thank me, you can find me there. Xiao Changtian said without any politeness. After all, it would be a waste not to have this thing. Senior, take this first. When the time comes, we'll definitely pay a visit to thank you. Yunling immediately pulled the necklace off her neck and stuffed it into Xiao Changshan's hands. Miss, that was something your mother left for you. Why did you give it to him? Looking at Yunling's actions, Fanny's eyes widened in surprise. This was because the necklace could not be measured by its value. This was the last thing Yunling's mother left her before she passed away. It was said that it had the effect of saving her life. No matter how powerful the attack was, it could withstand it, but it seemed to only be used once. However, although this item was not very useful to Xiao Changtian, it was the last thing Yunling's mother left her. Therefore, for Yunling, giving this most precious thing to Xiao Changtian was enough to show her respect for Xiao Changtian. Ding! The host can exchange the necklace in his hand for 5,000 crystals. Xiao Changtian wasn't too interested in the necklace Yunling gave him. Just as he was about to return it, he suddenly heard the system's voice in his mind. Fuck. This necklace was worth 5,000 crystals. I've really made a killing. Hearing the system's voice, Xiao Changtian muttered excitedly. Senior, do you think this will work? Yunling, who was standing at the side, couldn't help but ask. She didn't know what Xiao Changshan's attitude was at the moment. Of course, I really like this necklace. Xiao Changtian smiled and nodded at Yunling. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 819. Thank you personally 1. After all, it was 5,000 crystals. Who would go against 5,000 crystals? Just after the system finished this piece of news, not only did Xiao Changshan's mood improve, even the way he looked at Fanny beside Yunling became much friendlier. Xiao Changtian didn't hesitate and handed the spirit god grass to Yunling. Roar. After Xiao Changtian handed it over, Qilin, who was standing by his feet, shouted in dissatisfaction. All right. Isn't it just a grass that can glow? I'll find something more fun for you when we get back. Xiao Changtian looked at Qilin and comforted him. After all, this grass was discovered by Qilin. This is a Qilin. Yunling noticed the figure beside Xiao Changshan's feet when the Qilin called out. Because the Qilin had concealed his aura, Yunling didn't notice him at first. As a result, she looked at the Qilin at Xiao Changshan's feet in surprise. That was a Qilin auspicious beast. Many people could only worship this divine beast, but at this moment, this divine beast was brought by Senior like a pet. Anyone would find it unbelievable. Haha, Miss Yun, don't worry about this little guy. If there's nothing else, I'll take my leave first. Xiao Changtian didn't say anything more to Yunling and the other man in front of him. After saying goodbye, he continued to walk in the direction of the Han Mo kingdom. I didn't expect that, Senior. It's actually so powerful. Yunling stared at Xiao Changshan's back and muttered. She had seen all kinds of men, but she had never felt that any man could be as charming as Xiao Changtian. Not only was he handsome, but he was also so powerful. He was simply a heaven-defying existence. Oh right, I forgot to ask Senior what his name is. Not long after Xiao Changtian disappeared, Yunling patted her forehead and said, Miss, what is the strength of that Senior? Even you. At this moment, Fanny could not help but ask when she saw her young Miss's appearance. Strength? Senior's strength is probably a heaven-defying existence. Didn't you see the Qilin auspicious beast beside him? Was that something that ordinary cultivators could casually raise? Looking at Fanny, Yunling said without hesitation, Ah Fong, don't speak too much when you go out in the future. This time around, it's because Senior has a good temper and did not bother with us. If we really let Senior bear a grudge against our Misty Cloud sect, then the Misty Cloud sect will really be finished. Also, after this matter is over, I will personally bring you to visit Senior to apologize. At that time, you must perform well. Otherwise, not only will Senior not let you off, but even the people in the sect will not let you off. Yunling said to Fanny with a serious face. Thinking of what Ah Fong had said to the Senior, Yunling felt a burst of fear. Ah Fong actually dared to be so bold and say those words to the Senior. Fortunately, this Senior had a good temper and did not fall out on the spot. Otherwise, the two of them might not be able to live today. Miss I. At this moment, even Fanny realized the seriousness of the matter. That man really seemed to be an expert, and she had offended such an expert so carelessly. I know that you've been by my side for so many years, and you'll definitely think of me first when you do things, but it's really different this time. Alright, let's return to the Misty Cloud sect, and take this thing back. Looking at Fanny, Yunling patted her shoulder and said, After all, their Misty Cloud sect currently had an extremely important matter to attend to. That was to save the Cloudjoy beast that had been infected by the demonic qi. By then, Xiao Changtian had already walked out of the Spirit God Mountain with the Kirin. This mountain is really strange. Why didn't I see a single beast from the beginning to the end? Not long after they left, Xiao Changtian suddenly realized this problem and muttered, After all, a mountain like the Spirit God Mountain was bound to be haunted by wild beasts. However, even after walking to the end, he still did not see a single one. Awoo. The Qilin at the side howled twice. Although this Qilin had not grown up yet, the power it could release was not small. Wherever the Qilin went, no demon beast would dare to appear within a 10-mile radius. The desert is ahead. Are you sure you still want to follow me in? Looking at Qilin beside him, Changtian asked. After all, this little fellow was still so young. If anything happened to him, he would feel guilty. Awoo. Without any hesitation, Qilin rushed into the desert before Xiao Changtian. This desert actually had the aura of a demon. Just as the Qilin walked into the desert, his nose suddenly twitched as he muttered, Looks like I can have a full meal again. However, Qilin didn't care about the devil. He just followed Xiao Changtian and continued to move forward in the vast desert. A few days later, Xiao Changtian looked at the endless desert around him and couldn't help but frown. What happened? According to the map, the Hanemo kingdom was already here. Why was there nothing here? Xiao Changtian looked at the yellow surroundings with confusion written all over his face. What was going on? Could this map be fake? Impossible. Why would the secret pavilion sell fake news? Looking at the situation around him, Xiao Changtian stood there helplessly. System, can you help me find out where this Hanemo kingdom is? Helpless, Xiao Changtian could only ask the system for help. Ding! Host, the Hanemo kingdom is right before your eyes. Just as Xiao Changtian finished asking, the system's voice sounded in his head. Good fellow, are you playing with the Emperor's new clothes for me? What? Could it be that only smart people could see it? After hearing the system's words, Xiao Changtian rolled his eyes helplessly. There was nothing in front of him. Was the system trying to trick him? Ding! If you continue to scold the system in your heart, the system will deduct your crystal points. The system obviously heard Xiao Changtian secretly scolding it in his heart, so it laughed twice and said, Hey, are you not up to it? Big brother, don't deduct your crystal points. Hearing the system's words, Xiao Changtian immediately begged for mercy. He wouldn't deduct his crystals. One crystal point cost 100,000 gold coins. He could not withstand the torment of the system. System, I'm not joking with you. There's clearly nothing ahead. At this moment, Xiao Changtian walked around, but he didn't see the Hanemo kingdom. He only saw a desert that stretched as far as the eye could see. However, the system didn't answer Xiao Changshan's question. Io, just as Xiao Changtian was running around, he suddenly bumped into a wall of air. Fuck. He actually hit it so mysteriously. Looking at the wall of air in front of him, Xiao Changtian could not help but smack his lips. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 820, Princess Hanemo, 1. He did not know what kind of country the Hanemo kingdom was. Could it be that it would always close its doors like this? In this desert, there was no water or plants. How did they survive? Xiao Changtian was very curious about all this. After all, the seed of the spirit tree was taken from the spirit tree, but this place did not look like it would grow a spirit tree at all. Little guy, I found it. Come in with me. Xiao Changtian called Qilin and went in after opening the air wall. Then, Xiao Changtian brought Qilin to the city of Hanemo Kingdom. Wow, it's actually so lively. Looking at the scene in front of him, Xiao Changtian couldn't help but sigh. He had thought that there would not be many people in a place like the Hanemo Kingdom, which had no water or plants. Who knew that the market in front of him was bustling with people, even more lively than Star Town. Stay in this town now. That seed is not easy to get. Xiao Changtian looked around and didn't stay too long. He just found a hotel and walked in. At this moment, in the Hanemo Kingdom's pavilion of Heavenly Secrets stronghold, Elder, the person reported by Stone City, has already arrived at the Hanemo Kingdom. A cultivator from the Prophecy Pavilion said to the Elder, "Since we're here, let's observe first." After all, Stone City isn't sure of this expert's strength. The Elder nodded after hearing that. After all, dealing with demons was no joke. They would not find those who did not have much strength to die. Yes, the cultivators of the Pavilion of Heavenly Secrets left after agreeing. When will this damned demon race go extinct? After the cultivator left, the Elder looked out the window and narrowed his eyes. At that time, Xiao Changga had already entered the room. Although this Hanemo country is in a desert, it doesn't seem to be backward. Xiao Changtian looked out of the window at the scene on the street and said emotionally, although most of the people on the street were ordinary people, there were still those who were dressed luxuriously. Make way, Princess Hanemo has arrived. Get out of the way. Just as Xiao Changtian was about to close the window, he suddenly heard a shout from below. Princess Hanemo is here. Princess Hanemo is here. Everyone quickly hide away. Why did that female Rakshasa run out to the streets every 2 or 3 days? Shh. Be quiet. If that she-devil hears you, she'll lose her head. After Princess Hanemo left, the surrounding commoners gathered together and discussed softly. Is it really that terrifying? Xiao Changtian naturally heard the discussion of the people below. He shook his head helplessly as he looked at the carriage speeding past. It was written on the vellum that the spirit tree seed of the Hanemo Kingdom had a huge relationship with the princess of the Hanemo Kingdom. Therefore, if he wanted to find the spirit tree seed, he had to contact the princess of the Hanemo Kingdom. Listening to the discussion below, Xiao Changga was a little curious. What kind of person was this Princess Hanmo? He actually had such a nickname. Looks like I have to find a chance to get close to this Hanemo princess, Xiao Changtian said thoughtfully. Just as Xiao Changtian was thinking about how to get close to the Hanemo Kingdom's princess, this opportunity came. The next day, when Xiao Changtian was strolling on the street, he suddenly saw a group of people in front of him. Quickly look, the Hanemo imperial family's announcement. Princess Hanemo is looking for a prince consort. The requirement is that those who don't know how to cultivate have a dignified appearance. The person standing in front of the announcement read out the contents of the announcement loudly. Aya, you scared me to death. Fortunately, I know how to cultivate. Aya, that's right, you scared me. Whoever becomes the prince consort of Princess Han-mo is really unlucky. Many people rejoiced in front of the announcement. They were glad that they were not mortals. Due to the geography of the Han-mo kingdom, it was dry all year round. Therefore, it was very difficult for ordinary mortals to survive in the Han-mo kingdom for a long time. Therefore, in this Han-mo kingdom, most people cultivated. They also didn't know what this Princess Han-mo was up to, but they were still secretly rejoicing. After all, this Princess Han-mo was a ruthless character, having reached the sage sex level at such a young age. In the Han-mo imperial family's political affairs, she killed people without batting an eye, and even the king of the Han-mo kingdom was afraid of her. Logically speaking, this Princess Han-mo should have found someone stronger than her. But now, she was looking for a mortal. Everyone was glad but also puzzled. Hey, Sai, you, that pretty boy. I'm calling you. Just as Xiao Changtian finished looking at the contents of the announcement, the Han-mo soldiers on the platform shouted, "That mortal over there. Come here for a moment." Because most of the people in the Han-mo kingdom were cultivators, there were very few mortals. Therefore, Xiao Changtian was very eye-catching in the crowd at this moment. Coupled with Xiao Changshan's outstanding appearance, the soldiers immediately found a candidate who was suitable for the princess. Me. Xiao Changtian looked at the soldier with a puzzled expression. Yes, it's you. You're pretty handsome, and you're immortal. You're not from the Han-mo kingdom, are you? The soldier asked Xiao Changtian. Yeah, I'm not from the Han-mo kingdom. Xiao Changtian nodded without denying it. Haha, it would be best if he isn't from the Han-mo kingdom. The soldier nodded in satisfaction. Xiao Changtian didn't have much of a change in his emotions towards the soldier's reaction. After all, he was looking for an opportunity to get close to this Han-mo princess. Since the opportunity was right in front of him, how could he not use it? Aya, that person is so unlucky. What a pity for such a pretty face. That's right. If this young man really becomes the prince consort of Princess Han-mo, I wonder if he can live till tomorrow? Seeing Xiao Changtian being taken away by a group of people, everyone present felt pity. After Ale, they knew how cruel Princess Han-mo was. Furthermore, this pretty boy was a weak mortal. They were filled with sympathy for Xiao Changtian. Are you taking me to see Princess Han-mo? Looking at the soldiers in front of him, Xiao Changtian asked with a smile. If you want to see the princess, you can't do it in your current state. The soldier looked at Xiao Changshan's coarse clothes with disdain and shook his head. Later, there will be someone who will take you to wash up before you can see the princess. However, let me remind you that you better not talk too much after you see the princess. Otherwise, you won't even know how you died. Looking at Xiao Changtian, the soldier's eyes were filled with sympathy. It was as if they were sympathizing with Xiao Changtian, who was about to die. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 821. Meeting Princess Han-mo. 1. Sure, no problem. Looking at the soldier, Xiao Changtian nodded. After all, he was going to discuss the matter of the spirit tree seed with Princess Han-mo at a close distance. He would do whatever he wanted. Not long after, two maids took Xiao Changtian away from the soldiers. Haha, this unlucky fellow. I wonder how the princess will treat him. Ha, I think this guy is still immortal. Even if the princess attacks him, it won't be too heavy. Aya, stop discussing. When the time comes, we'll all be waiting to carry this guy away. Looking at Xiao Changshan's back, a few guards laughed and discussed loudly. It wasn't because of anything else, but because Princess Han-mo was the living image of the king of hell in their hearts. As long as they came out of her room, no matter if they were ministers or officials, not many of them would be able to come out alive. Young master, please come this way. At this moment, Xiao Changtian had been brought into a luxurious bathroom by several maids. The bathroom was filled with smoke, making it look like a paradise on earth. Young master, please take off your clothes. This servant will bathe you. A few maids stood behind Xiao Changtian, waiting for his next move. Whoa! So the treatment of being a prince consort was so good? Xiao Changshan's face was filled with surprise when he saw so many maids behind him. She didn't expect him to enjoy such a luxurious service. Alright, then you guys do it. Xiao Changtian was enjoying the bath and dressing of these maids. Not long after, Xiao Changtian finished bathing. At this moment, all the maids were stunned as they looked at Xiao Changtian, who had changed into gorgeous clothes. They had never seen such a handsome man. In the entire Han-Emo kingdom, there had never been a man as handsome as Xiao Changtian. Xiao Changtian was dressed in a brocade robe. He looked like an extremely luxurious young master of the royal family. People who looked at him from afar couldn't take their eyes off him. Sigh. Don't be dumbfounded. Where am I going now? Xiao Changtian naturally noticed the stunned gazes of the maids, so he coughed lightly and reminded them. It seemed that his charm was still on the line. So many people had fallen for his good looks. Xiao Changtian naturally knew that these maids were stunned, because he was too handsome. However, this was understandable. After all, he was the realm herb of the entire Jade Lake sacred world. Even though he was the one who sealed the realm grass. Oh, young master, please follow me. The leading maid finally came back to her senses after hearing Xiao Changshan's words. She smiled apologetically at Xiao Changtian and led Xiao Changtian to Princess Hanmo's bedroom. Aya, how could such a handsome person be ruined by that female Rakshasa? Looking at Xiao Changshan's back, a maid said angrily, "Shh, you better keep your voice down. If someone with ulterior motives heard it, they would lose their heads." After hearing the maid's words, the maid at the side hurriedly covered her mouth. One had to know that Princess Han-Emo was not only decisive in killing the officials of the previous dynasty, she was also very harsh on the palace maids who served her. If any palace maid dared to gossip, her fate would not be worse than those officials of the previous dynasty. State Preceptor, are you sure that man can save the Han-Emo kingdom? At this moment, Princess Han-Emo stood in the study and asked the old man beside her. Princess, everything I said is true. Humans may lie, but the astrolabe in the sky will not lie. When the imperial advisor saw Princess Han-Emo asking him this question, he immediately explained. Princess Han-Emo was skeptical about the imperial advisor's words. She did not believe that a mortal could save the Han-Emo kingdom. However, according to the experience of the Han-Emo kingdom, the imperial advisor's astrolabe had never failed. The Han-Emo kingdom's calamity this time wasn't a major calamity. It was because of the invasion of the demon race. However, in the past 2 months, officials had been missing continuously. Even the Han-Emo princess couldn't defend against the detestable demon race. Even the Han-Emo king had been invaded by the devil race's devil chi. To cure him, one could only suck out the devil chi from his body. However, this devil chi could only be controlled by the devil race's people. The reason why Princess Han-Emo was so decisive was because she knew that this demon wasn't hiding somewhere else. Instead, he was living on an official's body. Due to the cunning methods of the demon race, Princess Han-Emo still couldn't find that person for 2 months. Even though Princess Han-Emo had interfered with the court's affairs a lot before this, she had never killed so many people like she had in the past 2 months. Princess, we've brought that person. At this moment, a soldier came over and reported. Let him come directly to the study. Princess Han-Emo was actually quite curious about Xiao Changtian. Although the imperial advisor said that this person was a mortal, Princess Han-Emo still didn't believe it. The princess wants you to enter the study. The soldier walked up to Xiao Changtian and said. Xiao Changtian didn't hesitate and walked in. Greetings, Your Highness. Xiao Changtian said respectfully to the princess. After all, she was the princess of the Han-Emo kingdom, and she had the strength of the sage sect. She was an existence that he could not afford to offend. What's your name? Princess Han-Emo originally had a sliver of hope for the person who came, but she didn't expect that the person who came was really immortal. There was not a single trace of spiritual power fluctuation on his body. Princess, my name is Xiao Changtian. Xiao Changtian slowly said to Princess Han-Emo. At the same time, he was thinking about how to ask Princess Han-Emo about the spirit tree seed. Xiao Changtian, to tell you the truth, The announcement that was posted this time is just a cover. The real purpose is because the Han Emo royal family has met with an accident. According to the Imperial Tutor's astrolabe, you are the one who can save the Han Emo kingdom. Princess Han Emo didn't hide anything from Xiao Changtian, because she wanted to see how much this mortal could endure. Although Xiao Changtian had a good face, he didn't have any strength. In the end, he would only have a bad ending. Oh, there's actually such a thing. Xiao Changtian was slightly surprised. After all, he did not know that he had such great ability to help such a big country get out of the crisis. Why is this mortal so calm? Seeing Xiao Changshan's reaction, Princess Han Emo muttered in surprise. If it was any ordinary person, they would have immediately knelt down to him upon hearing this news. However, Xiao Changtian seemed to be in deep thought, and didn't he care at all. Princess Han didn't expect this. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 822. The State Preceptor is a Demon 1. Do you know the importance of this matter? Princess Han Emo looked at Xiao Changtian and asked coldly, how could I not know? But before that, I want to ask you something. However, please don't pretend that you don't know. Xiao Changtian wasn't frightened by Princess Han Mo's tone. Instead, he asked with a smile, damn it! Did Xiao Changtian want to die? How dare you speak to the princess like this? Xiao Changshan's words were naturally heard by the guards outside the door. Hearing the commotion inside, the guard said in shock, don't think so much. It won't be long before the new Fuma falls. Another guard also sighed, because the last person who dared to speak to Princess Han Emo like this had an unusually tragic ending. How dare you? Do you know where this is? Do you really think that you can do whatever you want just because you have the ability to save the Han Emo kingdom? At this moment, the state preceptor frowned at Xiao Changtian. He didn't expect that the person in the astrolabe would be this kind of person. It seemed a little unreliable. This is really interesting. This princess has never seen such an interesting person in all these years. Princess Han Emo looked at Xiao Changtian and chuckled. The reason why Xiao Changtian dared to speak to this Han Emo princess like this was because he had just called the system to check the talents of the few people present, and their talents could be said to be tragic. Although they were cultivators, Xiao Changtian was sure that even if Princess Hanmo attacked him, he was confident that he could escape. Haha, Princess Han Emo, I'll take it that you've agreed. Xiao Changtian didn't wait for Princess Hanmo's next sentence before he asked, I wonder if you have the seed of the spirit tree. When Princess Han Emo heard this, her expression froze, and she stared at Xiao Changtian. How did this mortal know that the spirit tree seed was in her hands? She had never told anyone about this news. It was not because of anything else, but because she had heard that if she planted this spirit tree seed, it was very likely that it would change the landscape of their Han Emo kingdom. The Han Emo kingdom had been a desert for so many years, so Princess Han Emo wanted to try to change it. However, because of the recent matter with the demon race, Princess Han Emo was in a terrible state, so the matter of the spirit tree seed was gradually put on hold. What Princess Han Emo didn't expect was that this mortal actually knew about this news. How is this possible? Who exactly are you? Princess Han Emo looked at Xiao Changtian with a guarded face, wanting an explanation from him. Princess Han Emo, please don't misunderstand. I'm not a person. I only heard this news from the Pavilion of Heavenly Secrets. Xiao Changtian didn't hide the source of this information. Princess Han Emo looked at Xiao Changtian even more fiercely. This person was able to buy information from the Pavilion of Heavenly Secrets, which showed that this person was not simple. Princess Han Emo knew that the price of a piece of information in the secret pavilion was either a treasured weapon or a very, very large amount of gold comms. Otherwise, one could forget about getting any information. Now that Xiao Changtian had obtained the news from the Pavilion of Heavenly Secrets, it meant that this guy in front of him was definitely not an ordinary person. How dare you? He actually dared to buy information about the princess from the Pavilion of Heavenly Secrets. He was really too impudent. The state preceptor shouted at the side. State preceptor, I'm only asking about the spirit tree seed. Why are you so agitated? Could it be that you are a member of the demon race? Xiao Changtian looked at the state preceptor in confusion. Why did the state preceptor look so strange? When the imperial advisor heard this, his expression changed. You're simply full of nonsense. How dare you slander me? Princess, this person is so disrespectful to you. He should be thrown into jail. The imperial advisor looked at Xiao Changtian and said fiercely. It was as if Xiao Changtian was right. State preceptor, he's just a mortal. Why are you so agitated? Could it be that a mortal like him can threaten us? Princess Hanemo said slowly and indifferently. Actually, Princess Hanemo had long suspected that the state preceptor was the incarnation of the demon race, but she had never had any evidence. From the moment he said that the person who could save the Han Emo kingdom was a mortal, she felt that something was wrong. However, because Imperial Preceptor Li Lai was the person with the strongest soul power in the entire Han Emo kingdom, Princess Han Emo did not act rashly and only observed silently. This imperial advisor must not have thought that he would find a random mortal, but this mortal did not seem to be a real mortal. After hearing the prince's words, the imperial advisor stood aside angrily and looked at Xiao Changtian quietly. System, quickly check if that imperial preceptor is a demon. Xiao Changtian asked the system in his mind. Ding! If the host wants to know who has been possessed by demons in the Han Emo kingdom, it will cost 2,500 crystals. The system's emotionless voice rang out in Xiao Changtian's mind. Fuck! 2,500 crystals! Why don't you go rob them? Xiao Changtian felt bad after hearing the system's words. How could the system be so good at scamming people? The last time, he spent 5,000 crystals on the necklace. Now he had to spend half of it just to investigate a demon. It was really too much. Ding! The host can also choose not to check, the system said after hearing Xiao Changshan's words. It was as if he was mocking Xiao Changtian for being poor. Damn it! Xiao Changtian said helplessly. However, based on the current situation, if he wanted to obtain the spirit tree seed, he had to help the Han Emo kingdom solve this demon problem. Forget it. System, I'll spend 2,500 crystals to check. Looking at the people in front of him, Xiao Changtian said helplessly. These 2,500 spiritual crystal points were enough for Xiao Changtian to feel heartache for a few days. Ding! The test was successful. The person who was invaded by the demons was the state preceptor. The system's voice sounded in Xiao Changshan's mind again. As expected, there's something wrong with this person. Xiao Changtian nodded. Princess, I can help your Han Emo kingdom find the person who was invaded by the demon race. But in exchange, I want the spirit tree seed. What do you think? Xiao Changtian looked at Princess Hanmo and said slowly. Ha ha ha. Have you forgotten that you are only a mortal? Do you want me to believe a mortal? Princess Hanemo smiled at Xiao Changtian. Princess, how would you know if you don't try? Can we talk in private? Xiao Changtian smiled and shook his head. Alright then, follow me. Princess Hanemo wanted to see what this mortal could say to her. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 823, Han Emo King 1, Princess. You have to be careful of this person. Looking at the princess' departing figure, Imperial Tutor walked to Princess Hanmo's side and said, State Preceptor, don't worry. He's just a mortal. What tricks can he play in front of me? Princess Hanemo glanced at Xiao Changtian and snorted. In the end, under Imperial Tutor's unwilling gaze, Princess Hanemo and Xiao Changtian walked to a distant palace. Hey, do you think our princess has taken a fancy to this kid and is unwilling to kill him? I think he looks like him too. Otherwise, the princess would have killed him countless times. After Princess Hanemo walked out of the study with Xiao Changtian, the guard at the door of the study said with a gossipy expression, Alright, I've already set up a barrier. Looking at Xiao Changtian in the room, Princess Hanemo felt that this guy was definitely not ordinary. Princess Hanemo, you seem to have a guess, right? The demon race is the Imperial Preceptor. Xiao Changtian didn't waste any words. He looked at Princess Han-emo and said, "What's wrong? Do you have any evidence?" Princess Han-emo was slightly surprised. Could it be that this mortal had seen through something? However, even she, who was from Glory sect, couldn't tell. How could a mortal like him sense it? "I have no evidence. However, I am certain that the Imperial Preceptor is from the demon race," Xiao Changtian said confidently. It was impossible for the system to lie to him. "You have no evidence, how can I believe you?" Princess Han-emo raised her eyebrows as she looked at Xiao Changshan's solemn vow. There was indeed something wrong with the state preceptor, but without concrete evidence, it would only alert the enemy. One had to know that the might of the fiend race could not be underestimated. Princess, it's not good. The king is coughing up blood." At this moment, a notification came from outside. "Quickly call the imperial physician." Princess Han-emo frowned and said, "Princess, even the imperial physician is helpless." The man replied, "Damn it." Princess Han-emo said with a gloomy expression, "Princess, I know some medical skills. I wonder if you can let me take a look." Xiao Changtian couldn't help but say, "Are you going to take a look? Stop joking. What can you tell?" After Princess Han-emo heard Xiao Changtian's words, she smiled disdainfully. Her father had been invaded by the devil race's devil chi. If he wanted to get rid of it, he could only get the devil race to suck out the devil QJ before he could recover. And now, this mortal actually said that he wanted to go and take a look. It was simply a joke. "Princess, quickly think of a way. The king is about to collapse." Seeing Princess Han-emo like this, the maid was also very anxious. "Follow me to take a look first." Finally, Princess Han-emo said to Xiao Changtian. After all, even the most powerful doctor in the Han-emo kingdom had no way to save her. The princess of the Han-emo kingdom had also made preparations for the death of the king. It was no big deal to let Xiao Changtian take a look. Cough, cough, cough. Just as Xiao Changtian walked to the entrance of Han-emo King's palace, he heard an earth-shattering cough. Cough, cough, cough. You cough, cough, cough. It's over. The Han-emo King, who was lying on the bed, watched Princess Han-emo walk over from the door and slowly said, "Father, it's all my fault for not being able to find that demon." Princess Han-emo looked at the current Han-emo King and said with self-blame, although the Han-emo kingdom had been very harsh to the Han-emo princess since she was young, the Han-emo princess still loved her father very much. How could Princess Han-emo not feel heartache for her father? "Princess, your father's illness is still very easy to treat. Leave it to me. I promise it'll be done in a while." At this moment, Xiao Changtian, who was behind Princess Han-emo, said slowly, "Who are you? Do you know what occasion this is?" Just as Xiao Changtian finished speaking, he heard the doctor beside him berate him loudly. He was the most powerful doctor in the entire Han-emo kingdom, but even he was helpless now. Yet this person in front of him, who did not have any spiritual fluctuations on his body, actually said that he could be cured in a short while. It was simply ridiculous. "I'll give you 10 minutes. If you can't cure it, don't even think about your head." However, Princess Han-emo had no choice but to speak to Xiao Changtian. "All right, then all of you step back first." Xiao Changtian walked forward and took out a bunch of silver needles. "Princess, you can't do that." The country ruler was still breathing. If this person attacked, the country ruler would really have no chance of living. Looking at Xiao Changtian, the doctor quickly walked to the side of Princess Han-emo and said, "In that case, can you save my father?" Princess Han-emo coldly glanced at the doctor. This. The doctor was instantly rendered speechless. He could only stand aside and watch Xiao Changshan's actions. Xiao Changtian looked at the Han-emo King on the bed with confidence. This king was just too congested, he just needed to bleed more. Xiao Changtian didn't stop at all. The silver needles in his hand quickly landed on the various acupuncture points on Han-emo King's body. Cough. After Xiao Changtian inserted the last silver needle, Han-emo King immediately spat out a large mouthful of black blood. Not only his mouth, but even the pores on his body began to emit black blood. Demonic chi. The demonic chi was actually forced out. Seeing this scene, everyone present was stunned. They had not expected that the demonic chi would actually be forced out of the Han Mo King's body by a mortal. And this process only lasted for a few minutes. How is that possible? How did he do it? Looking at the scene before him, the doctor who had been clamoring earlier instantly widened his eyes. He could not believe that this person had actually forced the demonic chi out of the country ruler's body. Who is he? How can he have such great ability? Even Princess Han Mo was so shocked that she didn't know what to say. She was prepared that her father might not be around at any time. But this Xiao Changtian in front of her was able to force out the demonic chi in her father's body. At this moment, the demonic chi that Xiao Changtian had forced out stopped in the air for 2 seconds before disappearing into thin air. This is unbelievable. Everyone present was amazed by Xiao Changshan's power. He really isn't a mortal. He's an expert. At this moment, Princess Han Mo finally came to her senses. How could this Xiao Changtian in front of him be a mortal? He was simply an expert pretending to be a mortal. However, he was blind and could not tell that this Xiao Changtian was actually such a person. No wonder he could confidently conclude that the state preceptor was a demon. At this moment, the imperial advisor, who was standing in the dark, watched this scene with his eyes wide open. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 824. It's no problem 1. Didn't I tell you to find a mortal without any strength? How did it become like this? Seeing the Han Mo King's face gradually turning better, the imperial tutor angrily asked the soldier, who was looking for Xiao Changtian. Country, state preceptor, I really did it according to your instructions. He had found a mortal without any spiritual power. The soldier didn't expect that before he could carry Xiao Changshan's body, the state preceptor would find him first. Mortal. I think you're blind. The imperial advisor looked at the soldier, and his face gradually twisted. Since you're so blind, you don't have to live in this world anymore. After the state preceptor finished speaking, he grabbed the soldier's collar. You. The soldier's eyes were bloodshot from the state preceptor's grasp. He looked at the state preceptor's face that was gradually distorting. In the end, it suddenly turned into the face of a demon. However, before the soldier could scream, the imperial advisor sucked away the soldier's spiritual energy. In an instant, the soldier turned into a dried corpse and turned into a pile of powder. What trash! You can't even do a small thing well. The imperial advisor looked at the powder on the ground, the anger on his face still not gone. This was great. If the Han Mo King woke up, he would definitely know that something was wrong with him. At that time, he might very well be exposed. At this moment, the devil chi on Han Mo King's body had completely dissipated under Xiao Changshan's silver needles. Ahem, am I still alive? The Han Mo King, who had just woken up, looked at the few people in front of him and slowly asked, Father, you're still alive. At this moment, the most excited person was none other than the Han Mo princess. She really didn't expect that Xiao Changtian would have such ability to save her father. He was simply the savior of the Han Mo kingdom. What medical skills did you use? Why can't I feel any spiritual power fluctuation from your body? But you can cure the country, master? The doctor beside him was also very excited when he saw Xiao Changtian. He couldn't believe that everything in front of him was real. The Han Mo king, who was about to die, was actually cured by a few needles from Xiao Changtian. Dr. Lu, I don't think you have the right to speak here. Seeing the doctor questioning Xiao Changtian with such agitation, Xiao Changtian was shocked. Princess Han Mo said unhappily, No, this was simply impossible. However, at this moment, the doctor seemed to have gone mad. He looked at Xiao Changtian with disbelief. Men, Dr. Lu has gone crazy. Quickly take him away. Princess Han Mo did not hesitate at all, as she spoke loudly to the guards at the door. No, I can't. Princess, this is impossible. This was simply impossible. After Dr. Lu was taken away, he shouted indignantly. How could a mortal without any spiritual energy fluctuation save the country's ruler? Thank you, expert. I didn't expect that I could still come back to life. After Physician Lu was taken away, Han Mo King looked at Xiao Changtian and said gratefully. The Han Mo King had thought that he would die without a doubt. He had even set up a posthumous edict. He had not expected that he would be saved by this young man in front of him. Country ruler, you're too polite. Your illness is just a piece of cake for me, so there's no need to be too polite. Xiao Changtian smiled at Han Mo King. It was nothing. This Xiao Changtian was really too powerful. The demonic qi that could only be dealt with by the demons was forced out by him. All of this was as easy as lifting a finger for Xiao Changtian. It was simply unbelievable. Xiao Changtian, oh no, senior, it was my Princess Hanmo's fault in the beginning. At this moment, the way Princess Hanmo looked at Xiao Changtian was different. When Princess Hanmo thought other attitude towards Xiao Changtian, she couldn't help but want to go back to the beginning and give herself 2 slaps. Xiao Changtian was not a mortal. He was simply a divine doctor. Aya, you guys are too polite. However, Princess Hanmo, the Han-Mo King needs to recuperate now. Let's talk in private first. Xiao Changtian saw that Han-Mo King's condition had stabilized, so he thought that it was time to ask about the spirit tree seeds. Father, you should rest well. I'll go and thank Senior properly first. Princess Hanmo's attitude toward Xiao Changtian had changed drastically. Therefore, he didn't dare to disobey Xiao Changshan's words. We must thank Senior properly. He's really not an ordinary person. Han-Mo King looked at Xiao Changshan's figure and slowly nodded his head. After a while, Xiao Changtian and Princess Han-Mo came to the room. Princess Han-Mo, I believe that you don't have to doubt that Imperial Preceptor is a demon, right? Xiao Changtian looked at Princess Han-Mo and chuckled. Senior, I was incompetent just now and didn't take your words to heart. But now I can be sure that the Imperial Preceptor is a demon. When Princess Han-Mo was in King Hanmo's palace, she naturally noticed the Imperial Tutor, who was secretly observing from the shadows. In addition to Xiao Changshan's unquestionable strength, no one would doubt his words. Aya, you don't need to call me Senior. I already said that saving your father is just a small matter. Xiao Changtian was still not used to Princess Hanmo's sudden respect. Senior, what are you talking about? You are the savior of our Han-Mo kingdom. Princess Han-Mo was still extremely respectful to Xiao Changtian. After all, no one would dare to offend such a powerful expert. By the way, Senior, I still have a presumptuous request. Can Senior help me eliminate the Imperial Preceptor? Then, Princess Han-Mo looked at Xiao Changtian and asked, Of course, Senior. I'll immediately help you get the spirit tree seeds you want. At this moment, Princess Han-Mo did not hesitate at all. She immediately called her personal maid over to retrieve the spirit tree seed. After all, this spirit tree seed was meant to help the Han-Mo kingdom. Now, with the invasion of the devil race, this spirit tree seed was basically useless. After all, compared to long-term plans, the current demons were the most fatal. Xiao Changtian hadn't even said anything, and everything had been arranged by Princess Han-Mo. No wonder so many people were afraid of this Han-Mo princess. With her swift and unrestrained methods, no man could compare to her. However, this Princess Han-Mo wanted him to deal with the demons. How is he going to deal with them? Forget it, I don't care anymore. Let's get the spirit tree seed first. Although Xiao Changtian didn't know how he would deal with the state preceptor, his purpose for coming here was to get the seed of the spirit tree. Princess, I've brought the item. After a while, the maid came in with a box. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 825. Where did this dead dog come from? 1. Senior, please take this spirit tree seed first. Our Han-Mo kingdom is counting on you. Looking at Xiao Changtian, Princess Han-Mo brought the box in front of him. Xiao Changtian took the box and looked at the glowing green bead in the box. He nodded. He had to get this spirit tree seed first. Oh right, my pet is still in the inn. At this moment, Xiao Changtian suddenly remembered that the little guy was still alone in the inn. He hadn't been fed for the whole day. It was getting dark soon. This little guy might starve to death. Don't worry, I'll send someone to pick it up now, Princess Han Emo immediately said. After all, the senior's pet was definitely not an ordinary pet. Senior, it's already late today. You should rest first. Someone should be bringing your pet back for you soon. I'll come again tomorrow. Princess Han Emo saw that the sky had gradually darkened, so she said respectfully to Xiao Changtian. All right. Xiao Changtian didn't say much. After he finished speaking, he followed the guard to his room. At this moment, the Imperial Advisor was standing in Han Emo Imperial City. Did you get the thing? A demon Saint Lord stood in front of the Imperial Tutor and asked. A damned human obstructed my plan. I was originally prepared to act as soon as that Han Emo King died, but I didn't expect that person to actually revive Han Emo King. The Imperial Advisor looked at the Holy Master and said angrily, 13, Sacred Lord Demonic Flame can't wait any longer. If you don't get that thing soon, Sacred Lord Demonic Flame won't let you off easily. The Holy Lord of the Demon Race looked at the Imperial Preceptor and said softly, Since I've finished speaking, I'll leave first. After saying that, that person's figure instantly froze on the spot. Damn it, looks like we have to make a move tonight. The Imperial Advisor gritted his teeth and said angrily, because the Imperial Advisor was the Devil Race's Holy Lord, and because there were too many such Holy Lords in the Devil Race, every Holy Lord had a number. This Imperial Advisor was really Holy Lord 13, so Holy Lord 13 didn't dare to not complete the mission given by Holy Lord Demonic Flame. This time, the mission given by the Demonic Flame Sacred Lord was to obtain the Han Desert Kingdom's Han Desert Heart. This Han Desert Heart was none other than the entire Han Desert Kingdom's nation-protecting stone. If the Han Emo Kingdom did not have the heart of the Han Emo Kingdom, the entire country would probably be drowned by this desert. The Hanmo's heart was also an important item to revive the Demonic Flame Sacred Lord. That was why Sacred Lord Demonic Flame sent Sacred Lord 13 to the Han Emo Kingdom to take the Han Emo heart. This was because the smaller the number, the stronger one's strength was. Among the 66 Sacred Lords, Sacred Lord 13 was considered an expert. At this moment, outside Xiao Changshan's room. Expert, your pet has been placed at the door. The guard trembled as he spoke to Xiao Changtian. After saying that, she quickly walked away. It was not because of anything else, but because the guards who were sent there did not expect Xiao Changshan's pet to be a Qilin auspicious beast. When he saw this Qilin, he was so scared that he almost knelt down. Who knew how much courage he had mustered to bring the Qilin here? Thank you. Xiao Changtian smiled gratefully at the departing figure. However, there's no need to run so fast. Xiao Changtian didn't know why the guard ran so fast. He wanted to thank him properly. Awoo. Kylin looked at Xiao Changtian and howled. Because the Qilin had already smelled the strong demonic aura. Its originally not hungry stomach instantly became hungry again. A little guy, you must be hungry. I'll find you something to eat. Don't run around. Xiao Changtian said with a smile as he looked at Qilin. Seeing that Xiao Changtian had left, Qilin didn't hesitate, and quickly ran towards the place with dense demonic qi. I have to quickly eat that demonic qi. I can't let Master find out. After saying that, Qilin quickened his pace. At this moment, the Imperial Advisor was looking at the heart of the desert in the secret room, with a smile on his face. Ha ha ha, the heavens don't disappoint those who work hard. I finally found it. He did not expect the heart of the desert to be hidden in this place. Looking at the heart of the desert that was emitting a golden light, Holy Master 13 had a huge smile on his face. Good fellow, I'll take you down soon. Holy Master 13 carefully walked towards the football-sized heart of the desert. Roar roar. At this moment, the Qilin's voice suddenly came from the entrance of the secret chamber. What is it? Hearing that voice, Holy Master 13 stopped in his tracks. He looked at the entrance with an unfriendly expression. Awa. Roar. He saw Qilin running in from the entrance on his short legs. Damn dog, why are you causing trouble at this time? Hurry up and get lost. Looking at the Qilin, Holy Master 13's expression changed again. Initially, he thought that someone had discovered him. Who knew that it was an ugly dog? Damn dog. Qilin did not expect that the moment he arrived, this demon would actually say such things about him. In an instant, Qilin's anger surged into his heart. Yo! This dog can speak human language? Just as Holy Master 13 was about to turn around, he heard Qilin's angry words. Let me tell you, damn dog. I'm in a good mood today. Get out of here quickly. Or don't blame me for being rude. Holy Lord 13 said disdainfully as he looked at Qilin. Holy Master 13 didn't recognize Qilin. Because of this thought, it wasn't strange for someone in the royal family to raise a talking dog. Therefore, Holy Master 13 didn't take Qilin to heart. Instead, he thought about Hanmo's heart. Alright, you demon, you have completely angered me. The Qilin looked at Sacred Lord 13 in front of him, and the pressure on its body instantly erupted. You're not a dog. Originally, Holy Master 13 had planned to kick this damn dog out. In the end, he did not expect this thing to erupt with such a huge pressure in an instant. You're a Qilin. However, just as Holy Master 13 was panicking, he finally saw the appearance of this damned dog. How was this a dead dog? That was clearly a Qilin auspicious beast. An existence that he could not afford to offend at all. What? How did this happen? Looking at the Qilin in front of him, Holy Master 13 was very frightened, because he knew that the difference in strength between the two of them was huge. If this Qilin moved a finger, he would die without a burial place. Lord Qilin, I was wrong just now. Holy Master 13 slapped himself and said to Qilin, it's all this kid's fault. This little one had eyes but did not recognize Mount Tai. Please forgive me. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 826. 13 Deaths of the Holy Lord 1. Although Holy Master 13 could be considered an expert in the demon race, he had never seen a divine beast like the Qilin auspicious beast. He knew that this Qilin in front of him was an existence that he could not afford to offend. Do you know your mistake now? It's too late. Qilin did not care about Holy Master 13's begging. He only snorted in disdain. No, I can't. If you really attack me, Sacred Lord Demonic Flame won't let you off. Sacred Lord 13 saw that he could not beg for mercy, so he immediately threatened fiercely. Our Sacred Lord Demonic Flame is about to break through to Saint Emperor. You'd better think twice. Holy Master 13 looked at the Qilin that was getting closer and closer. Although there was fear on his face, he still looked like he would rather die than submit. Bang! How noisy. So what if you demons are Saint Emperors? You're just food in my stomach. Qilin slapped Holy Master 13 to the ground. Qilin said disdainfully as he looked at Sacred Lord 13, who was in pain on the ground. You wait. Our demonic flame Sacred Lord won't let you go just like that. Holy Master 13, who was smashed to the ground, looked at the Qilin with bloodshot eyes as if he wanted to swallow the Qilin alive. Bang! Puff dash, however. Before Holy Master 13 could finish speaking, Qilin stepped on his chest. The Qilin's body wasn't very big, but at this moment, Holy Master 13 felt as if a huge mountain was pressing down on him. Blood couldn't help but flow out of his mouth. It's time to end it. Looking at Holy Master 13 under his feet, the Qilin let out a cold snort before biting down fiercely. At this moment in the demon realm, reporting to Sacred Lord Demonic Flame, Holy Master 13's light sign has been extinguished. In the dim hall of the demon race, a demon reported loudly. What is it? The Holy Lord 13, who was sent to the Hanmo Kingdom, is dead? Sacred Lord Demonic Flame was slightly stunned when she heard this news. Right just now, Holy Master 13's lamp sign was extinguished and shattered. It looked like even his soul had been shattered. The demon cultivator immediately replied. Who is it? He actually killed Holy Master 13? Sacred Lord Demonic Flame looked into the distance thoughtfully. One had to know that Sacred Lord 13's strength was considered extremely high among so many demons. There were very few people who could defeat him. But now, who could actually kill Holy Master 13 and shatter his soul? Send someone to investigate. I want to see who is so bold. Sacred Lord Demonic Flame looked at that person and said, "Yes." The demon cultivator replied without hesitation. "What happened? We can't get the Hanmo's heart back." After a while, the demon god Saintus walked over from afar and asked, "I don't know which damn person actually attacked my demon race. It seems that we can't continue to act in hiding like this. Otherwise, those damned cultivators of the human world will really think that our demon race has fallen." Sacred Lord Demonic Flame looked at the demonic god Saintus and said slowly, "But without the Hanmo's heart, the Devil Master's absorption this time will drag on for a long time." The demonic god Saintus frowned. "Oh right, also, the Heaven Secrets Pavilion seems to be looking for an opportunity to attack us. If we make a big fuss at this time, will we?" The demonic god Saintus looked at Sacred Lord Demonic Flame and said, "Hee, the Pavilion of Heavenly Secrets? That puny Pavilion of Heavenly Secrets wants to go against our demon race? He's simply courting death. As long as he dares to make a move, our demon race will definitely fight him at any time. After all, our demon race has been in a truce for 100 years. In these 100 years, we have accumulated enough energy. We are just one step away from reviving the Demon Master. As long as we revive the Demon Master, not to mention the Prophecy Pavilion, even the entire Jade Lake Sacred World will belong to our demon race." Sacred Lord Demonic Flame wasn't too concerned about the Heaven Secrets Pavilion. Although the Heaven Secrets Pavilion had won the battle against the demon race 100 years ago, it had already declined beyond recognition after so many years. There was nothing to be afraid of. This time, this Holy Master wants to see which blind person dares to ruin my good thing. Sacred Lord Demonic Flame snorted coldly and left the demon race hall. At that time, after the Qilin swallowed the demon into its stomach, it let out a loud burp. "I didn't expect this demon to have so much energy." Qilin nodded in satisfaction. Then, he remembered that Xiao Changtian was probably waiting for him in the room. So he quickly ran back. "Aya, where did you go? I won't see you if I bring back food. You scared me." Xiao Changtian, who was looking for the Qilin, said helplessly when he saw Xiao Changtian jump down from the wall. "Awah, awah." Kylin looked at Xiao Changtian and whimpered, "Why did you get bigger?" However, when Xiao Changtian was about to bring the Kylin back, he found that the Kylin, which had only reached his calf, was now above his knee. "D***MN, are you taking hormones? How did you grow so big?" Xiao Changtian looked at Qilin in disbelief. His eyes were filled with shock. "I am doomed. I forgot about this. Master, will you blame me?" Looking at Xiao Changshan's expression, Qilin's heart thumped. He only cared about eating his fill, and forgot about the changes in his body. If Master knew that he had eaten that unclean thing, would they blame him? "When we get back, he'll definitely find someone to take a look at you. How did you grow so fast?" Xiao Changtian looked at Qilin and murmured, "At this rate, it would not be long before this little fellow grew to a huge size. At that time, he would definitely have to feed more things than he did now." The Qilin looked at Xiao Changtian and made a mental note to himself. He had to pay attention to his warning in the future. He couldn't let his master find any clues. The next day, Xiao Changtian was woken up by the noise outside. "What's going on? Why is it so lively so early in the morning?" After being woken up by the commotion outside, Xiao Changtian was no longer sleepy, so he got up and walked outside. "Senior, you're finally awake." Seeing Xiao Changtian come out of the room, Princess Han Mo immediately went up and said, It's over. This princess can't be asking me to deal with the state preceptor so early in the morning, right?" Looking at Princess Han Mo, Xiao Changtian thought. Before he could think of a way to deal with the state preceptor, this Princess Han Mo came. If he really couldn't do it, he could just go up himself. After all, the system had tested that the state preceptor's talent was trash. "Thank you so much, Senior. He helped our Han Mo kingdom to eradicate such a huge threat." However, Princess Han Emo thanked Xiao Changtian excitedly. This was completely out of Xiao Changshan's expectations. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 827. The Gratitude of the Han Emo Kingdom 1. Ah ha ha. Seeing Princess Han Mo's enthusiasm, Xiao Changtian laughed loudly. Could it be that the state preceptor was already dead? But I didn't do anything. What was going on? Xiao Changtian was also confused about this. However, since the state preceptor had already been eliminated, wasn't that a good thing for him? However, this could be considered killing two birds with one stone. Not only did he obtain the spirit tree seed, but he also obtained the recognition of the Han Emo Kingdom. Senior, please stay and let our Han Emo Kingdom hold a celebratory banquet for you. What do you think? Princess Han Emo looked at Xiao Changtian and asked. This was not only his own will, but also the will of the Han Emo King, and the common will of the Han Emo royal family. They were really lucky to have met such a powerful senior. Therefore, the Han Emo Kingdom didn't want to give up the chance to win Xiao Changtian over. So they sent the Han Emo princess to invite Xiao Changtian. No, I still have important matters to attend to, so I won't stay in the Han Emo Kingdom any longer. Xiao Changtian smiled as he looked at Princess Han Emo. After all, he still had to hurry and find the next spirit tree seed. He did not know how much money his glorious star restaurant had earned over such a long time. Was it enough for the next message? That's true. Senior, a person like you definitely won't have time. Princess Han Emo said regretfully when she heard Xiao Changtian reject her invitation. By the way, Senior, my father said that if you're unwilling, can you let him see you? Princess Han Emo asked carefully. Of course you can. Xiao Changtian didn't reject this request. After all, he still had some time. At that time, in the Pavilion of Heavenly Secrets of the Han Emo Kingdom, Elder, it's that Xiao Changtian. That elder from Stone City said that Xiao Changtian defeated the demon race's Saint Lord 13. Furthermore, he had forced out Han Emo King's demonic chi in the time it takes for an incense stick to burn. A cultivator of the Heaven Secrets Pavilion reported to Elder Heaven Secrets. Although the people sent by Tianji Pavilion didn't know what happened, they still found out that it was Xiao Changtian who killed Holy Master 13. Therefore, the Pavilion of Heavenly Secrets placed great importance on Xiao Changtian. This matter must be reported to the Pavilion Master. At this moment, the elder said to that person with a serious expression, those who can deal with Holy Master 13 might be stronger than Holy Master 13, but to be able to deal with the demonic energy in the bodies of other cultivators so easily is definitely not something an ordinary expert can do. Therefore, this matter must be reported to the Pavilion Master as soon as possible. The elder ordered the cultivator with a serious expression. The elders of the Pavilion of Heavenly Secrets in various places could feel that the demon race was getting more and more rampant. There was more and more news about the demon race attacking the human world in the Pavilion of Heavenly Secrets. Therefore, the elders of the Pavilion of Heavenly Secrets in various places also realized that something was wrong with dealing with the demon race. Now that there was such a powerful person, how could they miss out on him? At this moment, within Han Emo country, hey, have you heard? The man who was captured to be the prince consort a few days ago. Now, even the princess was respectful to him. D*MN, what ability does that man have? He actually let the female Luosha fight him like this? That's right. I was there at that time. Isn't that man just an ordinary person? Why would that female Rakshasa treat him like that? Today, in the Han Emo Kingdom, everyone was discussing Xiao Changtian. The royal family of the Han Emo Kingdom had announced that in order to celebrate Xiao Changshan's help, the whole country would celebrate for 3 days. Therefore, everyone knew that Xiao Changtian had become the savior of the Han Emo Kingdom. Because the commoners didn't know about the news of the demon race invading the Han Emo royal family, many people were confused about Xiao Changtian saving the Han Emo Kingdom. I think this mortal took our female Rakshasa. Don't tell me, it's really possible. The surrounding commoners discussed again. At this moment, Xiao Changtian had already arrived in front of Han Emo King. Country ruler, it seems that you are already well. Xiao Changtian said with a smile as he looked at Han Emo King. Alya Senior, I really have to thank you. Without your help, I'm afraid I wouldn't be able to do it now. Looking at Xiao Changtian, Han Emo King immediately walked to his side and thanked him. Country ruler, you're too polite. This is just a piece of cake for me. One still have to thank you for being willing to give up the spirit tree seed. Xiao Changtian smiled at Han Emo King. Senior, this demon is truly savage. Our Han Emo kingdom is truly unable to guard against it. After the two of them pushed the blame away for a while, Han Emo King looked at Xiao Changtian, and his expression gradually became serious. So Senior, since you're leaving, can you accept this Han Emo's heart? Looking at Xiao Changtian, Han Emo King took out the Han Emo heart that he had prepared earlier without any hesitation. Father! Princess Han Emo widened her eyes in shock. She thought her father wanted to thank Xiao Changtian to thank him. She didn't expect her father to give the heart of Han Emo to Xiao Changtian. If they gave the Han Emo heart to Xiao Changtian, what would happen to their Han Emo kingdom? The Han Emo King naturally noticed Princess Han Mo's anxiety, so he turned his head and glared at her, not saying anything else. This thing is so important to you guys. I don't want it. Xiao Changtian naturally noticed Princess Han Mo's anxiety and looked at the thing in the hands of the Han Emo King. He instantly understood. Although Xiao Changtian didn't know what this huge rock was for, he didn't want it. After all, it was so big and took up space. Moreover, judging from Princess Han Mo's expression, this thing was very important to them. I don't want it. Senior, this is the best gesture our Han Emo kingdom can offer. You can't not accept it. Seeing that Xiao Changtian had no interest in the Han Emo heart, the Han Emo King was also a little nervous. This senior must have seen a lot of treasures. He didn't care about their Han Mo's heart at all. However, this was also the thing that their Han Emo kingdom could take out the most. Although Xiao Changtian had obtained the spirit tree seed before, compared to the spirit tree seed, the Han Mo's heart was the most valuable one. When Xiao Changtian saw the Han Emo King's stubborn appearance, his face was filled with helplessness. He then looked at the Han Emo princess beside him, and finally sighed helplessly. All right, since you gave me this, I'll exchange it with you. Then, Xiao Changtian found a stone that was about the size of Han Mo's heart from the system. Although he didn't know what it was used for, it was about the same size. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 828. The situation is serious. 1. This. When Han Emo King saw the stone in Xiao Changshan's hand, his eyes widened. Not only the Han Emo King, even the Han Emo princess covered her mouth in shock. Senior, we really can't afford this. Seeing the stone that Xiao Changtian took out, Han Emo King hurriedly refused. Han Emo King, what are you saying? Although I took it out, it's yours. Just treat it as an exchange. Xiao Changtian didn't know what use this stone had. Anyway, he didn't need it. He could exchange it with the Han Emo King and save himself the trouble of the Han Emo princess looking at him with that gaze. Alright, just take it. After Xiao Changtian finished speaking, he exchanged the stone in his hand with Han Emo King and left without looking back. Although the Han Emo kingdom was a little poor, giving him such a stone was still a token of their appreciation. He should accept it. Father, is what I'm seeing true? Princess Han Emo asked when she saw the Han Emo King standing there in a daze. It was not because of anything else, but because this stone was even stronger than the Han Desert Heart. This stone was called the Heart of Oasis. If they had this Heart of Oasis, the entire Han Desert Kingdom would benefit from it. As for this Heart of Oasis, not to mention one spirit tree seed, even 10 spirit tree seeds could not compare to one Heart of Oasis. This was, I can feel the boundless power of the Heart of Oasis. This is really the Heart of Oasis. Looking at the huge rock in his hand, Han Emo King's face was filled with gratitude. That senior, that Senior is the savior of our Han Emo kingdom. Meeting him is the fortune of our Han Emo kingdom. At this moment, Han Emo King was so excited that he couldn't control his tears. With this heart of oasis, the Han Emo kingdom would not have to be afraid of staying in this desert for hundreds of years. In the future, Xiao Changtian will be a distinguished guest of our Han Emo kingdom. As long as he sees Senior, he must treat him with the highest courtesy. The Han Emo king, who had recovered from his excitement, ordered everyone. Although Senior has left now, if you meet Senior somewhere, you must be respectful. At the same time, inside the Pavilion of Heavenly Secrets in Star Town, Pavilion Master, the intelligence reports from Stone City, and the Han Emo Kingdom have reported that Xiao Changtian isn't ordinary. The Great Elder stood in front of the Pavilion Master of the Secret Pavilion and reported. Moreover, these two places were simply making Xiao Changtian a legend, saying that Xiao Changtian was the savior of the human world. However, the Great Elder of the Pavilion of Heavenly Secrets had a look of disbelief on his face. He had seen Xiao Changtian before. He didn't have any strength at all. How could he defeat the demon race? This Xiao Changtian is quite interesting. Right, didn't he open Star Tower in Star Town? The Pavilion Master of the Pavilion of Heavenly Secrets looked at the Great Elder and asked thoughtfully. Yes, Xiao Changtian used his relationship with Master Wanshou to open a restaurant in Star Town. The business is very good. The Great Elder of the Pavilion of Heavenly Secrets told the truth about Xiao Changtian. Great Elder, do you still think he's immortal? Seeing the First Elder's reaction, the Pavilion Master of the Pavilion of Heavenly Secrets asked with a smile. Pavilion Master, I've seen it with my own eyes. I really can't feel any spiritual energy fluctuations from his body. He even looks more ordinary than ordinary people. The Great Elder of the Secret Pavilion told the Pavilion Master of the Secret Pavilion what he had seen and felt without hiding anything. Because he had seen it with his own eyes, the Great Elder did not believe the news from Stone City and the Han Emo Kingdom. This person is really strange. I can't find any trace of Xiao Changtian before he came to Xingqian Town. The Pavilion Lord of the Secret Pavilion muttered as he looked at the distance. How about this, Great Elder? When Xiao Changtian comes back, you will follow me to the Glorious Star restaurant to test him. At that time, I will pretend to be a mortal and approach him. This thought suddenly appeared in the Pavilion Master's mind. Such a strange person had completely caught the attention of the Pavilion Master of the Secret Pavilion. But the Great Elder looked at the Pavilion Master of the Secret Pavilion and could not help but want to tell him not to waste any more time. Great Elder, I know what you want to say, but you don't know that the demons have come openly. Moreover, we've received inaccurate news in the past few days that the demons have actually secretly bribed cultivators to attack the human world. Therefore, we don't have much time left. The Pavilion Master sighed. After all, the current situation was getting more and more serious, and their secret pavilion had long since run out of candidates to deal with the demons. Pavilion Master, I understand. The Great Elder also knew that the current devil race was not easy to deal with. Since the Pavilion Master was optimistic about Xiao Changtian, he might as well let the Pavilion Master take a look. At this moment, in the Glorious Star Tower, Li Jing felt a familiar aura coming from outside. Damn it, how did that guy find this place? Li Jing looked at the familiar figure in the distance, his face showing impatience. However, she walked out helplessly. What are you doing here? Li Jing asked impatiently. Oh my, I haven't seen you for a long time. But you've actually grown such a temper. Ha ha ha, I thought you had some ability. You're actually a waiter in this restaurant. You're really embarrassing the Scorching Sun sect. The woman in front of Li Jing mocked him after seeing him. What does it matter to you what I do? Stop meddling in other people's business. Li Jing rolled his eyes at the woman. This woman was none other than the daughter of the Scorching Sun sect's Great Elder, Li Xian. She was also the person who despised Li Jing the most. Li Jing, with your strength, you still dare to speak to me like this. You're simply courting death. However, I'm in a good mood today, so I won't argue with you. Li Xian looked at Li Jing and said with a smile, if you have something to say, say it. I don't want to waste my time here with you. Looking at Lai Xian in front of him, Lai Jing's face was filled with impatience. Then I'll be frank. My father wants you to marry my sister. Lai Xian no longer hesitated, and immediately revealed his motive. What is it? What are you dreaming about? You want me to enter the mastiff and give it to your sister? Stop dreaming. After Lai Jing heard this, anger appeared on his face. He had never thought that Lai Xian would humiliate him like this. Who didn't know that Lai Xin's sister was a fool? This Lai Xian actually wanted him to enter the mastiff for his younger sister. This was simply too humiliating. I know that my sister has some problems, but if you come to our house, we won't treat you badly. With the help of our family, are you still afraid that you can't deal with your brothers? Besides, your father has long given up on you. Lai Xian slowly said to Lai Jing. She didn't believe that this man would reject her. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 829. Lai Xian, I. Moreover, as long as you can come to our house, my father can guarantee that your cultivation will reach the sacred sovereign realm. I won't let you suffer. Lai Xian looked at Lai Jing and said everything he could. This Lai Jing was such a piece of trash. Marrying her sister was considered to be an advantage. Ha ha ha, Lai Xian, you slut, you can keep dreaming. I will never enter your house. Facing Lai Xin's humiliation, how could Lai Jing endure it? Lai Jing spat at Lai Xian and coldly said, now that I have senior's guidance, my strength is different from before. Since you want to die, then I won't be polite. You asked for it. Lai Xian had never thought that Lai Jing would be so bold as to speak to him in such a manner. He was simply courting death. He was a great saint master, and this Lai Jing was simply too daring. He dared to go against him. Senior, you still want to guide you? Ha ha ha, what a joke. With your talent, even the gods can't save you. Now you actually want to improve. What a joke. Lai Xian said disdainfully to Lai Jing. She didn't believe that Lai Jing could be any more powerful than before. Humph. If the tiger doesn't show its might, do you really think I'm a sick cat? When Lai Jing saw Lai Xin's sudden burst of pressure, he did not want to be outdone. The pressure on his body swept out in all directions. You! What are you doing? How is this possible? When Lai Jing's pressure exploded, Lai Xian was stunned on the spot. How did you advance to the sacred sovereign realm? Lai Xian couldn't believe it. Before he left, Lai Jing was clearly a saint master. How could he have broken through to the saint venerable realm in just over a month? This was simply a fantasy. Humph. I told you, don't think that you're really that powerful. You have to know that there's always someone better. Lai Jing looked at Lai Xin's hesitation and ruthlessly slapped out with his palm. Bang! Lai Xian, who had been struck by Lai Jing's palm strike, was sent crashing into the ground in the distance. In an instant, a human-shaped crater appeared in the ground. Hiss! Why? How did your cultivation increase so quickly? Looking at the distant Lai Jing, Lai Xian said unwillingly, how could this trash from the Scorching Sun sect improve so much in a month? Humph. I'm happy today, so we'll spare your life. Hurry up and get lost. Or don't blame me for being rude. 11 Lai Jing looked at Lai Xian, who was sprawled on the ground, without the slightest bit of pity. After all, this woman was not a good person. However, Lai Jing did not want the great elder to come here and cause trouble. So he let this woman live for the time being. Good, good. Just you wait. Lai Xian also knew that he was no match for Lai Jing. This Lai Jing was no longer the Lai Jing that he could bully as he pleased. Thus, under Lai Jing's gaze, Lai Xian quickly ran away. The first elder of the Scorching Sun sect wanted to use Lai Jing's identity to become the next sect leader of the Scorching Sun sect. That was why he had come up with such an idea and sent Lai Xian to find Lai Jing. Lai Xian had originally thought that this matter was already in the bag. He didn't expect Lai Jing to be so powerful. Humph. It'll reach the Sage sect sooner or later. When that time comes, just you wait, Scorching Sun sect. Lai Jing muttered as he watched Lai Xian flee. When Lai Xian ran back to the sect, He quickly ran to the first elder's room. How is it? There shouldn't be any problems, right? The first elder of the Scorching Sun sect did not notice Lai Xin's strange behavior. He did not even look up, and just asked indifferently, because in his eyes, Lai Jing was simply a piece of trash. There was no need to scare him. He would definitely become a chess piece in his hands. Father, Lai Jing had already advanced to the sacred sovereign realm. However, before the first elder of the Sun sect could rejoice, he heard Lai Xian say, "What? Sage Master?" The first elder of the Scorching Sun sect raised his head and looked at Lai Xian in disbelief. Lai Xian, don't lie to me. How could that Lai Jing have broken through to the sacred sovereign realm? Are you joking? Then, the Scorching Sun sect's great elder looked at Lai Xian and said solemnly, "Tatter, why would I lie to you? Look, I still have injuries from him. He only lightly patted me, and I almost died in his hands." Lai Xian said with a similarly furious expression, "How could this be? How long has it been? How could Lai Jing have such amazing progress?" The Scorching Sun sect's great elder believed Lai Xin's words when he saw how excited he was. However, he still did not understand why Lai Jing had improved so quickly. "Father," Lai Jing said that a senior helped him, but I don't know what exactly happened. Lai Xian followed. "Senior? What kind of expert could teach that trash to be like that? It was simply unbelievable. By the way, does the sect master know about this?" The first elder of the Scorching Sun sect murmured, "Sect master probably doesn't know yet. I only found out today." The Scorching Sun sect master probably did not know that his good-for-nothing son had already reached the sacred sovereign realm. Then we have to act quickly before the sect master can react. The first elder of the Scorching Sun sect murmured. At this moment in the Myriad Sword's peak, is father really gone? Qin Shou's eyes were filled with rage as he looked at the broken jade plate in his hand. This damn beast-taming peak. Qin Shou, will make them suffer even if one have to risk my life. Qin Shou did not know how his father had died. Looking at the broken jade token in his hand, Qin Shou blamed everything on the beast trainer peak. Since that old thief Wan Shou treated me like this, then don't blame me for being impolite. Uncle Qin, go tell the whole Gale sect that I, Qin Shou, am going to start taking revenge. This time, Qin Shou not only wanted to take revenge on the Imperial Beast Peak, he also wanted to take revenge on the senior they were talking about. If it wasn't for him, their 10,000 Swords Peak wouldn't have lost this competition. But young master, that fierce wind sect person knows that you are going to find trouble with Xiao Changtian, and is not willing to cooperate with us. Uncle Qin looked at Qin Shou and said helplessly. For some reason, when that fierce Gale sect learned that Qin Shou was going to attack Xiao Changtian, they refused to come no matter what. Damned fierce Gale sect, they are actually so cowardly. I misjudged them. Then I'll go personally this time. Qin Shou gritted his teeth, and the fierce Gale sect's sect master had taken the risk to abduct Feng Linger in the first place. If he were to let him beat up Xiao Changtian again, wouldn't that be walking right into a trap? If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. You're tuning in to the Li Mei's Wuxia Whispers YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.